All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is your boy Troxel Sports Talk, and we are live for Oklahoma and LSU. Let's get this party started. What is going on, everybody? If you can, please give this stream a thumbs up. Appreciate the 5 in the building. We got 9 people watching and only 1 thumbs up. If we can get those thumbs up, that'd definitely help. I appreciate you guys all. Because YouTube does not allow small content creators to be seen. So every thumbs up will definitely help. And we are 1 away from 900, folks. What is going on? Abdul Terrell says here, bouncing back and forth for a minute. Have to do a few things. Appreciate you, brother. Blaze Radio, what is going on? Says yo Trox. Thumbs up. I appreciate that, brother. For the 13 of you in the chat, if you guys are not subscribed to Blazed Radio, definitely do so. If you enjoy wrestling video games, he brings a great show. Him and Rex tear it up. Also, subscribe to MonStar Sports and Entertainment. They are our newest members of the Sports Movement Network Entertainment. Subscribe to Amy Amor, the Gridiron BLITZ, and Staple Sports, as we are the Sports Movement Network. As soon as the game tips off, I will be bringing in the game audio for you guys. Jalen Hurts versus Joe Burrow. This is about to get live, folks. If you are not pumped up, you better pump up, because we are about to be lit in this. May the best team win. I cannot wait. Appreciate everyone who came out for the Memphis and Penn State game. And welcome to the LSU Oklahoma game. And tonight we'll be doing the Spurs and the Pistons. And then tomorrow we'll be doing the Chargers and Chiefs, Redskins and Cowboys, 49ers and Seahawks. If you guys could leave it in the chat of what bowl games on Monday you want to see, I will definitely take it into consideration. Also, I'll be doing the Pistons and the Jazz Monday night. What's going on, West Branch Ball? Says good thing both of you and Grid are both in my notifications. Absolutely. Shout out to the Gridiron Blitz. He is also doing the same game. He is my brother. He will solely be doing the Clemson Tigers versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. So if you're not subscribed to him, definitely do so. Cal versus Illinois. Hey, we might be able to do that. I did Illinois versus Michigan college basketball. Illinois got a great crowd. I wish I could do the Orange Bowl, Florida and Virginia. But that will interfere with the start of the Pistons and Jazz. What is going on, Girl on Fire? How's it going? Appreciate you for coming out. Shout out to PlayStation. They are not a sponsor. Hopefully we can get something like that. What do you call it? Appreciate that newest subscription. We have hit 900, folks. Want to take that time out to congratulate everyone of you 900. I'm doing pretty well, Girl on Fire. Citrus Bowl is on Tuesday. I could definitely do that game. I have nothing planned on Tuesday, so we could definitely do the Citrus Bowl on Tuesday. One Pride Kenobi says, Bama be Bama. Hopefully you had a very Merry Christmas, Girl on Fire. Girl on Fire, I'm going to give you a moderator tag because you are best of friends with Amy Amor. I do keep a clean chat, Girl on Fire, so if you can definitely help with that. Also keep people from being racist and bullying, as that is not tolerated here in the Sports Movement Network or TSMN Entertainment. Worm Pride Kenobi says Bama versus Michigan. That's possible. But that is on Wednesday, so I'm going to have to look at the schedule and put together a great matchup for you guys. What is going on, Detroit Legend Sportscast? My brother Willie Kennedy says, Sup, Troxel, everything good with you? Absolutely, brother. How about yourself? Hopefully you've had a very Merry Christmas. Grook's Tiger. Bowl on New Year's Eve. Belk Sun, Liberty, Arizona, and Alamo. Hey, I might be able to do that Arizona game. Shout out to my second favorite college. Yeah, my wife got me the truck I wanted. That is what's up. Shout out to your MVP. What's going on, MonStar Sports and Entertainment? That is our newest member of TSMN Entertainment. If you are not subscribed, definitely do so. He brings great content, him and Miss Molly. One Pride Kenobi says, so far Big Ten hasn't lost. I appreciate that. The Gridiron Blitz says, congrats on 900, my dude. There is the Gridiron Blitz. He is doing tonight's main event fight. Ohio State versus Clemson. If you are not subscribed, he is also live for Oklahoma LSU. Definitely go over there and subscribe. I will be setting up for the Pistons and Spurs. And we want to get my brother over to get 5K. And we are 98 away from 1,000. I truly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. What is going on? Ricky says, let's go LSU. I am definitely with you on that. I do like Oklahoma. I just wish that they weren't matched up with LSU. What you think of Micah Parsons? Man, oh man. Hey, let's tank for Micah Parsons. That's all I got to say. Let's tank for Micah Parsons. Whether it's next year or the following year. I know you were talking great about him in the last stream. And I definitely had a good eye on him, and he definitely performed. I liked his techniques, and I liked a few different things that he's done. I think he could give the Detroit Lions a great boost. All right, folks. LSU Tigers has taken the field. Appreciate the 26 of you in the building. Let's get those thumbs up so we can get this stream out. The goal is to hit 50 likes. If we can beat it, that's even better. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys. West Branch Ball says LSU is playing in SEC territory and the same stadium they played their last game in, and the national championship game in New Orleans. LSU is played for home field advantage. Oh, absolutely. Micah Parsons definitely has that speed. There we go. Boomer Sooners have taken the field, folks. We are getting ready to kick this thing off. I am starting to get the jitters. Let's go. Prayers go out to offensive coordinator. There was a plane crash with his daughter-in-law, and she passed away today.
Honorary captain for LSU, our friend and colleague from ESPN, Marcus Spears. And the honorary captain for Oklahoma is Trent Williams.
Marcus Spears had a pick six the last time these teams played for a national championship. Pretty big moment for him.
The referee from the Atlantic Coast Conference is Stuart Mullins.
All right, good afternoon, gentlemen, and congratulations on your selection to play in the 52nd annual Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. I'm Stuart Mull, referee. This is Jim Heisen, your umpire. We're from the Atlantic Coast Conference, and we're honored to be here working this game today. Here's the coin. The side with the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl logo and the college playoff logo is heads. The other side, with the 150th anniversary of college football, is tails. Oklahoma, it's your call.
Tails. Calls tails.
Tails is the call. And it's heads. LSU has won the toss and has deferred first choice of options to the second half. You want the football, correct? Which way would LSU like to kick? You're going to kick that way. Flip around here for me, please, gentlemen.
All right, Boomers.
We have a reporter on each side.
You guys are
Let's start
receiving
on the Oklahoma
the
side.
ball
We welcome
first.
Laura Rutledge.
LSU will start the second half
and
with
it's
the
going to be
ball.
all hands on deck for Oklahoma with 3 suspensions and 1 key injury. But Lincoln Riley told me right before this game, we are built for this. He said we wouldn't be here if we didn't have guys stepping up in big moments all year long. You see this here, Ronnie Perkins, the defensive end, is the sacks leader on this Oklahoma team. He will be replaced by LaRon Stokes, who is the Big 12 Defensive Newcomer of the Year. And Delaren Turner-Yell, dealing with that injury to his collarbone, will be replaced by Justin Broyles, an Oklahoma kid who says he's ready for this huge spotlight. Here's the one thing to watch out for with these 4 guys. They're all key contributors on special teams, so other fellas are going to have to step up there. Let's go to Holly Road with LSU head coach.
You know what?
You're a defensive line coach at heart, so what does your defense
I wouldn't
have
mind
to do
that.
to contain Jalen Hurts' multiple weapons?
We have to get penetration. We have to make plays in the backfield, set edges, and stay in our pass rush lanes.
I saw Clyde Edwards-Helaire came out and run some routes. What do you expect from him to contribute today?
He's going to play in certain situations. He's ready to go. He told me he's ready to go. So we're going to see what he can do.
Thank you, sir.
Go Tigers.
Well, that's good news for LSU. Their outstanding running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who practiced almost not at all over the last couple of weeks. We'll give it a try after warming up today. He can do it all out of the backfield for the LSU Tigers, who will kick off. Avery Atkins is the kickoff man.
Packers Nation, what's going on? LSU wins 49-27.
For OU, Trey
Joseph
Brown.
Marshall, what's going on? Says time to see who Clemson Tigers
Oklahoma
will be
not a good kickoff return team.
says
averaging less than
Oregon
17 yards per return. They're
can make
116th in the
those
country.
non-smoking commercials.
And as usual, it's a touchback for Atkins. 84% of his kickoffs, touchbacks.
Quarterback, Houston, Texas.
38-3 in his career as a starter, combining Alabama and Oklahoma. 1,255 rushing yards this season. He is very likely to break the Oklahoma single-season quarterback rushing record today, breaking a mark set by an Oklahoma legend, Jack Mildred, back in 1971.
Could break the
All
touchdowns
at the 25
also. And he
for
is such a key
Oklahoma,
part
Jalen
of their
Hurts.
run game, which has been so effective the second half of the season.
Powerful 218-pounder. Looking to throw it in trouble.
Oh, got
Up and
sacked.
down in the arms of Caleb on Chason.
C-Bo, what's going on? Says eat a
Well,
poisonous.
Chason is working against a tight end. He's working against Braden Willis, and he's their best pure pass rusher.
C-Bo, are you
This
a
was maximum protection.
Ohio
They kept
State
the tight
Buckeye
end
fan?
in. They tried to throw it down the field, and LSU, with tight coverage, led to that sack.
Loss of 6. On the ground with Kennedy Brooks, and he's stacked up by a fired-up Tiger defense led by the best defensive back in the country, the Thorpe Award winner, safety Grant Delpit. Here's a look at today's Chick-fil-A impact players.
CeeDee Lamb is obviously their go-to receiver. They want to get him the ball. He's great after the catch. Kennedy Brooks, outstanding runner. And then on the defense, you just mentioned Grant Delpit and the true freshman Derek Stingley Jr., their best pure cover guy on the outside.
We might see him locked up on Lamb through much of the day, as he is right now. Third down, nearly 17. Clearly a pro LSU crowd here in SEC country. Very conservative play call, and nothing doing for Kennedy Brooks.
And right away, you see the difference in how LSU is going to try to play this Oklahoma offense. They're going to try to close space in the running game, and they're going to close space in the passing game by getting up in press coverage. Sean, that was 3rd and 17, and it was still press man-to-man by LSU on defense. They do not want to give free access to these wide receivers, particularly CeeDee Lamb.
Going to punt
Derek
it.
Stingley, the freshman, back for the punt from Reeves Munshaw out of New Braunfels, Texas. Had an excellent first year as a starter. And right on cue, a shank. That'll come
Ball
up short
looks to
of
be
midfield.
at the 45. LSU already
here
in
comes the Heisman Trophy
Oklahoma
winner.
territory.
Joe Burrow, 6'4" senior from Athens, Ohio.
First man in SEC history to throw for 4,000 yards and 40 or more touchdown passes. Set the SEC single season marks for passing yardage and passing touchdowns. And a very talented cast everywhere you look around him. Chris Curry gets the starter running back wide open.
All right, we got a first down, LSU.
Shot down after a first down to the 25-yard line. Pat Fields, the safety, made the stop for OU.
And a little RPO. That was run blocking up front by the LSU offense. Good play fake by Curry. And that's Joe Burrow just reading it and getting the ball to Thaddeus Moss. And I think Thaddeus Moss, in the absence of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who I don't think is going to play at all, I think Moss is going to have a bigger role in the offense today.
And Ogeron told us they'd line up wide receivers in the backfield. They did there with Jamar Chase over the middle. A gain inside the 20 to Terrace Marshall. Part of a deep and enormously talented receiver group. Another stop for Pat Fields.
Just as soon as I say that, here comes Clyde Edwards-Helaire right now. And I don't think they'll miss him in the running game nearly as much as the passing game. 50 catches, most of that in the second half of the year.
Joy is a
first team all SEC after the play fake, the slant, the catch, and the touchdown for Justin Jefferson.
We got a touchdown, LSU. They strike first with 12:03 remaining in the first quarter. Justin Jefferson, 19-yard touchdown reception. LSU goes 3 plays for 42 yards in 52 seconds.
When they get in the red zone, they score, and they score touchdowns, and they did it again. And they scored 97% of the time in the red zone. Best in the country. And the extra point up and good.
Got the extra point. I do got to mute the game audio for copyright reasons, for copyright commercials and music. As soon as the game resumes, I do resume the audio. Appreciate you guys all for being patient. It is 7-zip. LSU with the first lead. For those of you that came out to Memphis and Penn State, appreciate you guys. Welcome for LSU and Oklahoma. And then tonight we're going to finish it off with Pistons and Spurs, as the Gridiron Blitz will be doing Ohio State and Clemson. What is going on, Michael Mitchell? How's it going, brother? Well, I'll tell you this. They finally got a quarterback when he goes to the Bengals. But I think Joe Burrows can actually turn that franchise around. One Pride Kenobi says, hashtag Tink for Parsons. Absolutely. The Detroit Lions definitely do need him. Tomorrow we'll be doing the Chargers and Chiefs, Redskins and Cowboys, 49ers and Seahawks. And then on Monday we'll be doing the Pistons and Jazz. I will be bringing back college basketball once the bowl games and NFL playoffs conclude. Dashy Productions, I hope you get shut down. And I hope you go into jail. And I hope you, get a huge fine. Because when ESPN shuts you down, I'm going to laugh at you. Just letting you know that. So you could go ahead and kick rocks.
Was taking the place of the injured Delarian Turner-Yell. Burrow sees him come up on the fake to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He throws it right behind him, and they get the touchdown. And again, Broyles was reading the fake. I don't know if Clyde Edwards-Helaire was just in there just to be a decoy. If he was, it worked perfectly because it drew the coverage up.
There's Avery Atkins to kick off again. Another bomb. Down to the sideline, here's Holly.
Well, guys, a tragic situation unfolding for the LSU football family today. Earlier today, we found out that a small aircraft departed from Lafayette, Louisiana, bound for this game. And aboard that flight, among 5 passengers that have died, was LSU offensive coordinator Steve Ensminger's daughter-in-law. Carly McCord was a 30-year-old sports reporter from New Orleans. She got on that flight early today. Her husband, Steve Jr., was already here for this game. Coach Ensminger is going to coach this game today, and Ed Orgeron had to be the one to tell him the news, guys. A very difficult day in Tiger family.
Wow. Unspeakably
Jeffrey says
sad.
this game could be ugly.
Can only imagine what's going through his heart and mind right now.
Full start. Number 2, offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
False start.
C.D. Lamb
Oklahoma.
guilty of the penalty. We found out the news a couple hours before kickoff, Todd. It was impossible for us to really focus on preparing for the game. Joe Brady alongside, they share the play calling duties, and it would be understandable today if Joe Brady handled more of the load, because I have to imagine Steve Ensminger's mind is elsewhere, understandably so.
What a good man he is.
Oh, such a good man. Kennedy Brooks shoved out of bounds by Kerry Vincent, and really in the happiest part of his life.
Yes.
He's an LSU man. Steve Ensminger was a fine quarterback in the late 70s. And he coached for 30 years. He said it was the honor of my life when Les Miles brought me back 30 years after I left LSU to be an assistant coach, made the offensive coordinator. This year welcomed Joe Brady, who is responsible largely for the passing attack that has set records. But they have been so deferential and respectful to each other. Our condolences and much more than that to the Ensminger family. Incomplete pass. The rough start continues for Jalen Hurts and the Sooners.
Again, I made this point before the game, Sean. Oklahoma plays in the Big 12. There's not many teams defensive backfield wise that feel they can match up with the receivers at Oklahoma, so there's a lot of off coverage in that league. LSU plays very little off coverage, and they really felt, Dave Aranda felt, they don't like contact, they don't like hands on them, but that's exactly what we're going to do.
Oklahoma looks like a deer in headlights. I hope my Buckeyes look better.
Under pressure. Hurts just had to
throw it away, so it's 4th and 11.
C.D. Lamb. Marcel Brooks, very talented true freshman safety. He's an excellent blitzer. Was part of that pressure.
Well, they tried to go play fake with Kennedy Brooks, and sometimes you have to tell them back. If there's a blitz coming and it's your guy, which that's the case, you got to get rid of the fake. You have to pick up the blitz more than make the play fake. Kennedy Brooks gets out of position because of the fake, can't get back to make the block.
Reeves Munshaw, much better punt this time. A fair catch made by Derek Stingley inside the 30-yard line. So here comes Joe Burrow.
Oh, we got some copywritten music.
The national
All right,
team.
we are back.
Good thing his passing is more accurate than that last cast. Deep throw.
Oh!
Incomplete for
He
Terrace
dropped
Marshall,
it.
spinning along the far sideline with Trey Brown in coverage.
Trey Brown has great speed. He was a great track runner in high school. One
What's
of the
going on,
fastest on the
Arku?
team, was in excellent position. He's much
what's
undersized
up.
compared
You're
to
a
Terrace
senior fan,
Marshall.
by the way.
Marshall's 6'4", 200 pounds. Trey Brown only 5'10", 181, but that speed kept him right in the hip pocket of the receiver Marshall.
Yeah, I'm going to laugh when he gets a copyright strike. So
Again, Chris Curry is the first back
he
we're
can go to
seeing.
Hades.
He's a physical guy. He's a redshirt freshman, so he's a year older than the other two backups.
Had just 22 carries all year. Caleb Kelly made the tackle on that Curry run, and these are two programs, at most positions at least, when someone goes down, there's at least a three-star recruit behind, usually a 4, sometimes a 5.
In the case of Curry, he came in the game late in the Georgia game and actually ran pretty well. And I think that gave them confidence that he could be a go-to guy tonight if they needed him.
Burrow protected by the offensive line, the won the Joe Moore Award as the best in the country.
Joseph Marshall.
Jamar Chase, number 1, the best receiver in the country. He won the Biletnikoff Award. Very little pressure. Now there is. He's in trouble and down.
Gain of
Turned it
about
into a gain
a
of
yard.
But taken down by LaRon Stokes, who's likely to
It is
see more
4th
action
down.
today. With Ronnie Perkins, their leading sack man, suspended.
It was
4th and
only
2.
a 3-man rush, but a nice little stunt.
10-10
Watch
left
the
in the
move here
first quarter.
to loop around. That kind of created a problem. Now LSU is a 5-man protection team. It should be 5 blocking 3, but that
For
time
the
the little
38 of
twist
you guys,
of
you
the
guys
stunt
can get the
created
thumbs
some
up.
confusion
Appreciate it.
for that
If you guys
outstanding
don't know
offensive
how
line.
to get to the thumbs up,
A
'cause
key
you're on a
member of that
mobile-
line, the right
mobile
guard,
device.
Damian Lewis, is the
we
injured
got
player.
LSU player down. Damian Lewis. If you're new into the chat, don't know how to get to the main screen, there's a X on the upper right hand corner. Click that. It brings you up to the main screen. You can hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell. Set it to all so you get notified. After this game, I'll be doing the Pistons and Spurs. Tomorrow, I'll be doing the Chargers, Chiefs, Redskins and Cowboys, and 49ers and Seahawks. Monday, we have guaranteed on the docket the Pistons and Jazz. I am going to be looking for some bowl games to do on Monday. And then we're going to do some bowl games on Tuesday, as well as New Year's Day as well. So we're going to have some fun. I do college football, NFL football, college basketball, and NBA. Jeffrey Russell says LSU would be in trouble with OSU. Pass rush if Oklahoma is getting there with 3. Joseph Marshall says get ready for wild card weekend. Absolutely. I am excited. '49ers and Seahawks should be a good one. Absolutely. Joshua Hunter, what is going on, brother? Now I'm 3-0 listening to you. I'm making some good money. MSU, Iowa, and Penn State. Go LSU. Good luck, charm. Brendan Wallace says, go 49ers. I'm back. West Branch Ball says, Minnesota and Buffalo are the guaranteed wild card teams.
Well, they've been through a lot of emotions with their son in this building. Of course, as they take off the field, Damian Lewis walked very gingerly to the cart. That did not look good. Second team all-conference guard, but they do have some talented backups. When they come back on offense, it'll likely be Ed Ingram, who started a few games this year in at guard.
See any player on any team get injured.
Here's Zach Von Rosenberg to punt to CeeDee Lamb. He's returned one punt for a touchdown this year. Short tumbling punt. And it takes a bad bounce for Von Rosenberg, the 29-year-old who spent 6 years in the minor leagues with the Pittsburgh Pirates as a pitcher.
We do have some copyrighted music playing right now. I do got to mute it. Stay tuned. I'll be bringing it right back very shortly.
All right, we are back there, and good luck to the Cavaliers as they make their first appearance ever in the Orange Bowl.
Well, the third possession now for Oklahoma. They got to get this guy the ball. CeeDee Lamb is a dynamic difference maker. They got to figure out a way to get him the football.
And Derek Stingley, the freshman, was pressed right up on him.
Jalen Hurts
takes off running, gets about
nice
5.
game.
And I think you and I believe that's the key to the game on offense for Oklahoma. Can they block well enough? It's a very big but not particularly mobile defensive line for LSU. Can they block well enough to get Hurts going?
Yeah, and they've got to try to create angles. That's what this offensive line and the way their tight ends and H-backs block. They really create excellent angles. They're not necessarily an overpowering offensive line, but they do understand angles, and that creates creases and space in their run game.
One and done for them.
Their offensive line won the Joe Moore Award last year, but brought back only one starter. The center, Creed Humphrey, who's outstanding. The other 4 are all NFL draft picks. There's plenty of room for Hurts. And he has the first down of the game.
Jalen Hurts with the first down.
He was blasted at the end by the freshman Mo Hampton.
Well, Caleb Von Chason is going to take an inside move. He's going to go inside, which plays right into the hands, as that's what Jalen Hurts reads. It's a zone read. He sees all that space to the outside. That's a defense that didn't have the edge properly defended. That's what Ed Orgeron told Holly before the game. They had to be good setting the edge, particularly against the quarterback run.
And now a false start penalty against Oklahoma.
False start. Number 56. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And congratulations to Stuart Mullins and this entire crew from the ACC. They are here by virtue of their outstanding work as highly graded officials during the season. This is an all-star crew. It's the best out of the ACC at each of their positions, so some of these guys have not worked together during the year. 8.5 to go, first quarter. Hurts turned in the direction of nobody, lofts it out in the flat, caught by Braden Willis, and he's close to midfield. He's taken over as the primary target. It was essentially the tight end position after they lost Grant Calcaterra, first-team all-conference last year. Had to give up football because of recurring head injuries. That was a big loss.
Come on, LSU, stop them.
They go quickly. Plenty of time for Jalen. Single coverage.
Jalen Hurts. And got a huge gain. CeeDee Lamb down at the 2-yard line.
In the slot, they got him on the safety instead of the corner Stingley. That's a matchup that favors Oklahoma. Stevens is better around the line of scrimmage. He's not a cover guy.
I think the ball will be placed at the 3-yard line.
Read it. The formation created the matchup, and they exploited it with the deep throw.
Hurts likes to run it in down here. He gave it to Kennedy Brooks.
And we got an Oklahoma City Sooner touchdown.
After the 51-yard pass play, got them to the doorstep.
Kennedy Brooks with a 3-yard rushing touchdown.
The bread and butter play of the Oklahoma offense is the counter play where they pull the backside guard in the tackle. Watch the back start that way and fold it back inside and power his way into the end zone. He starts by following it. There's penetration at the point of attack, and he wisely uses his vision to cut it backside to get the touchdown.
Gabe Burkich, redshirt freshman, on to try to tie it.
Kick is up. And the kick is good. It is all tied up, folks.
Field goals for
That being said, I do have to mute the game audio for copywritten music and for commercials. As soon as the game resumes, I do resume the audio. I appreciate each and every single one of you for being patient. Appreciate all 43 of you in the building. If we could get those thumbs up, that'd be greatly appreciated. Every like helps small content creators be seen, because YouTube do not help us young and small content creators. So I definitely appreciate you guys all. Brennan Wallace, I definitely did appreciate that, brother. I do want to send a special thank you to all fans from Memphis Tigers versus the Penn State Nittany Lions. We hit 4,376 views on that stream. I definitely appreciate you guys. Definitely means a lot. Appreciate everyone who subscribed to the channel. I appreciate everyone who's came in here for the Sooners and the Tigers. Oh, wow. So for NBA news, the NBA finds Thunder guard Dennis Schroeder for intentionally making contact with the refs, was fined $25,000. Most likely Eagles, in my opinion. I know a bit. I already know that bit. So the 4th seed versus 5th seed for the NFC first. Joseph Marshall says, so the AFC will show its 3rd and 6th seed game.
Above the rest. Goodyear more driven.
Brandon Wallace says if you got...
And this season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, All-State will once again make a contribution
if it's
to
up
the
to
university's
me,
general scholarship fund. Thank you,
I would say
All-State.
the Baltimore Ravens and New Orleans
Tied
Saints.
at 7.
I do want Drew Brees to walk out with the 2nd NFL Super Bowl
out of Chardon, Ohio,
and retire as a champion.
East of Cleveland. Here's Laura Rutledge.
Well, Sean, there's been no panic on this Oklahoma sideline with the offense. And after CeeDee Lamb's long catch that led to the Kennedy Brooks touchdown, he came over to the Oklahoma sideline, and some of the guys were trying to hug him and give him a lot of congrats. And he looked at them and said, no, this is what we're supposed to do. Opted for handshakes instead. Lincoln Riley talking to Jalen Hurts throughout the early parts of this game and told him before that touchdown drive, we've got to get the run game going more. We expect to see more of that as this game carries on.
It's good to see. Absolutely.
Tied at
Appreciate
7.
each and every single one of you guys.
Midway through the first quarter, LSU back on offense.
Joe Burrow.
They bring pressure off the corner. Burrow got it off to Justin Jefferson. He weaves across the 40.
Jefferson with a big game.
In there for the injured Delarian Turner-Yell. Missed a tackle, and Pat Fields came to his aid.
And it's off coverage, too, so it's an easy throw and catch on that out route against off coverage, and the missed tackle just adds insult to injury.
After the
we've got a first down.
Quick strike, Burrow on target as usual. And across midfield with another first down goes Justin Jefferson to the Sooner 43.
Now LSU is getting away with getting some linemen downfield. That's about the 3rd RPO they've run. That time, Adrian McGee, the left guard, was clearly downfield on that slant route. They're showing run, and then Joe Burrow is choosing to pass off of it.
Here comes pressure from Oklahoma. Burrow plenty of time. On target to Terrace Marshall. Circles to the 35-yard line. Parnell Motley's had a very good year. Quarterback made the tackle.
He is hurt.
Now Marshall was a little slow getting up on the long pass down the right sideline.
Back to the sideline, so he has to be out
and
for this one play.
And that time he took a pretty good hard shot to the back at the end of the catch.
But it possibly could be
He's missed time. You know, the reason his numbers are significantly less than Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase is because he missed 4 or 5 games with injury early, 3 games.
In the middle of the season, still at 10 touchdown receptions. Ed Ingram is in at left guard. Adrian McGee has moved from left guard to right guard for the injured Damian Lewis. Ingram was a top recruit.
We got a first down, LSU.
A couple of years back. Kenneth Murray, Oklahoma's leading tackler, made the stop on Chris Curry, and they bark at each other. It's a first down for LSU, just shy of the 30.
Thaddeus Moss, we've already seen him catch the ball. Watch him in the run game. He's a very good blocker. He likes contact. Of course, that's Randy Moss's son. Not just an excellent receiver like his dad, a very physical run blocker as well.
Joe Burrow
Vikings will not beat the Saints.
One of
Sorry,
his closest
Joseph.
friends, and he's very unsung. Joe feels on this team. Up for grabs, nearly intercepted.
There will be 4
Excellent
games
coverage
on
by
Wildcard Weekend
Parnell
during the
Motley.
4th and 5th. I am
As
so
he
excited
knocked
for
down
that.
a ball intended for Stephon Sullivan.
Parnell Motley has played really well down the stretch, and we saw him in the Big 12 championship game. He was locked up on Denzel Mims, their best receiver, held him to 0 catches, and that time he was in perfect position to make a play on the football.
Jeffrey.
Playing with a lot of confidence right now from his corner position.
Senior out of Washington, D.C. Clyde Edwards-Helaire came into the game, and then he went wide to the left. Near the numbers, near sideline.
This usually signifies they want to throw the ball to inside receivers. You got Jefferson and Chase on that side together.
2nd and 10. They're in field goal range. Burrow checks it down to Jefferson.
Burrow with a gain of...
Wrestled down about 1.5 yards short of the first down by Justin Broyles. Here's Holly.
Terrace Marshall Jr. just went through a battery of tests on the sideline after that hit to his head. They did a bunch of index fingers to the nose, balance tests. He did pass all those tests and will return.
All right, Holly, thank you. On the handoff.
Got a big first down and more. He's still on his feet.
Nothing wrong with the hamstring on that run. As usual, he bullsed his way.
1st and goal, folks.
Positive gain.
LSU in scoring position.
They're gonna huddle up very quickly.
Ed Ingram in there starting at left guard with a powerful block on that side.
They get to the line in a blink of an eye, and it's Edwards-Helaire
It's 2nd and goal. No gain on the play.
Neville Gallimore and LaRon Stokes made the tackle. There was some debate, including on the ESPN airwaves, about maybe they should just rest him. You know, they're a 2-touchdown favorite.
Yeah, appreciate
for the national
60
championship
of you in
game.
the
I
building.
thought
Let's
that was
get
a bunch
those
of
thumbs
garbage
up.
myself.
Truly appreciate
A
it.
hamstring is a tricky injury. If you tweak it, then you set yourself back. But obviously, he feels good. They've trained him. He just has not had any practice. But obviously, the treatment has worked, and he feels pretty good at this point because it did not show any signs on those 2 runs.
Jamar Chase now lined up on the left hip of Burrow. Feels
Burrow has time,
well,
and he got a touchdown.
Terrace Marshall, after the quick
Marshall Jr. with a touchdown.
Back on the field into the end zone. It's
8-yard touchdown reception.
The first look
LSU
on a play
13,
like that is
Oklahoma
gonna be
7. Waiting out for the extra
Jamar
point.
Chase. He's in the backfield. You want to try to get him isolated on a linebacker or a safety.
Brandon
They
Wallace
covered
says,
that.
let's go.
And you see how these receivers are able to adjust and move with Joe Burrow. As he moves in the pocket, they adjust their routes, and that's exactly what Marshall did for his 11th touchdown catch of the season.
There's the 18-year-old freshman kicker, Cade York, with the 29-year-old holder, Zach Von Rosenberg, and the extra point is good. And LSU goes.
All right, it is 14-7. There's copyrighted music, so I do have to mute the game audio as soon as the game resumes. I do resume the game audio. Appreciate everyone in the building for being patient. They are not putting enough pressure on Burrow. He will pick you apart. Absolutely. The Patriots will play the winner of the Chiefs-Titans game, and the Ravens will play the winner of the Texans-Bills game. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Joseph Marshall. Hey, that's hashtag truth right there, Jeffrey. Says, I had enough of the Patriots for 2 lifetimes. I'm happy with anyone else winning the AFC. But there's your importance of actually winning your division. You know, technically they kind of limp in with winning their division almost every single year. You know, their division is, super weak. And is almost given to them every single year.
Championship weekend in New Orleans is going to be the place to be, whether your favorite team is in the game or not. Learn about all of the events and festivities for CFP's championship campus at www.collegefootballplayoff.com. Don't miss out on the biggest weekend in college football. It's Charleston Rambo back now for the kickoff from Avery Atkins. They had Trey Brown back there previously. It usually doesn't matter. This guy is a touchback machine. Low line drive. They want to cover the kick, and here comes Rambo.
And he's getting to the outside. Ball at the 30, at the 35.
The sophomore
ball down at the 37-yard line.
Interesting decision there not to just drive it through the back of the end zone again. Here's today's Capital One rewarding performance.
Well, that started with this power run by Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Ran over the new starting strong safety Justin Broyles. Weren't sure how much he was going to play. Shows no signs
any team
of the
that
injury.
plays Ohio State,
on the
absolutely.
touchdown
I'm
right
sorry
here.
for any Ohio
Watch
State
the adjustment
fans.
that is made by Terrace Marshall.
I'm not a fan of your
when the
team,
quarterback
but that
scrambled,
doesn't mean
he
I'm not a
deepened it to
fan
the
of
end
you.
zone. Got a little help from the official and turned it into a touchdown, adjusting with his quarterback.
Jalen Hurts.
I am a Wolverine fan, and we're about to get our tails kicked against Alabama. So
and throws it away at the
there's
feet
that.
CeeDee Lamb, the big middle of that defensive front. Tyler Shelvin.
I'm talking about 55 to 17 tail whip.
Put the pressure on. We talked to Dave Aranda yesterday, the defensive coordinator, Todd. He said all of our guys up front are nose guards.
Yeah, they all look the same. They're all 300-pound guys. They play. They rotate 3 different guys in. They even have a set for this game because of the run game where they'll have 5 guys that look like that in at the same time in short yardage.
Aranda said Shelvin's our best defensive lineman with athleticism and quickness, and he displayed that at almost 350 pounds. They fake a reverse, and it is Hurts who wound up with the ball in his hand, batted down by Jacoby Stevens.
Yeah, they went with a direct snap.
3rd and 10,
Brooks,
4:06 remaining in the first quarter. Is 14 to 7.
They were trying to get the football again to Jalen Hurts. And good pressure defense. And right now, the plan that Dave Aranda wanted to try to do to squeeze space and take space away from this Oklahoma offense, for the most part, has worked. They did give up the long pass to CeeDee Lamb, but for the most part, they've been able to squeeze down on this Oklahoma offense.
Hall of Famer Randy Moss here cheering on his son, the LSU tight end Thaddeus Moss, cheering on the defense right now, looking for a stop. And another 3 and out on 3rd down and 10. They tried to bring pressure.
Hurts has a little bit of time. Now he's rushed.
It in the air, and they yanked down the receiver. Stingley pulled down the receiver. There's still no flag on the near sideline. Jaden Hazelwood, the intended target. Marcel Brooks, part of a blitz.
Yeah, he definitely grabbed him and altered his course. That very easily and should have been pass interference. Stingley knew he was beat.
What is going on?
The coach catch up, and at the end, the contact wasn't the problem. The fact that he grabbed the
brother?
arm and pulled him away from the play, that's what has Lincoln Riley rightfully upset.
Well, that is just a total whiff by the officials, and a big whiff at that. Reeves Munshaw is the punter. Stingley, who just got away with one, lets the ball roll out. And it'll be down at the 14-yard line. Let's bring in Matt Austin, who retired after a distinguished officiating career when he worked in the semifinal of the Cotton Bowl last year. Matt, I think we're going to give you an easy one on your first chance today, but what say you about this play?
Well, thanks, Sean. I agree wholeheartedly with Todd. He was beat. He saw he was going down, thought he was going to get a completed pass there, just grabbed the bicep and pulled him to the ground. So definitely should have been a foul. There's 3 officials out there looking at it. The flag probably should have come from the middle of the field. The official on the sideline probably had a tough view, but should have been a foul.
It was the side judge, George Leotis, because he was nearest getting the
Oklahoma
earful from
got
Lincoln Riley.
Got screwed on that call.
Looked deep, checked it down to Chris Curry, and he gets about 10. Looks like they'll mark him with about 9, and they average 9.5 yards on first
Second
down.
and one.
Almost every first down yields another first down.
And that's their 9th first down play and their 8th pass, which is also a
Absolutely,
big difference
Jeffrey, that
from
was
what
a
LSU
terrible
ever
no-call.
was in football.
Chris Curry got rocked.
Oklahoma brought the heat on that
Murray,
one.
The best player on that Oklahoma defense. First team all Big 12 this season.
Watch Kenneth Murray beat the block of Sadiq Charles. He uses his quickness. He gets by the tackle into the backfield for a negative yardage play on second down.
Second
3
and
minutes
2.
to go in an entertaining first quarter. National
Just under 3
semifinal
minutes
number 1
left in
from
the
the
first.
Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta. 3rd down and 2 for LSU. They've twice led by a touchdown.
Jamar Chase has been very quiet so far for LSU.
Burrow, plenty of time, running out of time, retreating. Murray tries to help rush as he reaches the sideline. He lobs
Oh
it.
my
And
goodness! What a
by
catch!
Marshall.
Oh my goodness!
My only question
What
was Terrace
a
Marshall
catch.
out of bounds. He was out of bounds, I think, and was not forced out. I mean, I guess you could say maybe, but then he comes back in and makes a catch. Trey Brown was in coverage. Matt, is it a difference of whether he was forced out? If he's forced out, he can come back in and make the catch, correct?
Yeah, Todd, you're exactly correct. Really, the officials are going to err on the side of a force out. So if there's much contact over there at all, they're going to say he's out of bounds. The official had his hat down. He saw the whole thing.
Number 9
he can come back in, and as long as he reestablishes his feet,
for
he can catch the ball.
Oklahoma is
So
walking
good call on the
gingerly.
sideline.
Kenneth Murray limps
Looks
off.
like
That
it's
would be
Kenneth Murray holding his
disaster
hamstring.
for Oklahoma. He joined the rush late. And how about Joe Burrow? They talk about all of his attributes. Steve Ensminger said number 1 to him, the toughness.
Yes.
But his ability to avoid the rush. Yep. You know, in some ways he reminds me in that regard of Tom Brady. He's in the pocket, that half a step, the 1 step in the right direction just to free himself up.
SEC is totally biased.
Yeah. He can extend
That's
the
their
play for so long. He
primetime
completed a pass against Georgia
Cinderella
in this building
darlings.
in the SEC title game when he ran around for more than 8 seconds. And that had to be 8 seconds or close to it.
Gridiron
Does a
Blitz
great
says,
job of
"Let's
keeping
go."
his eyes downfield, and then when he does decide to run,
Appreciate you,
he
Gridiron
makes
Blitz.
great decisions, and he's a better runner. I'd say he's faster.
For those of you
than
that
Tom
want the
Brady when he comes to
Clemson,
running.
Ohio
No
State,
doubt.
You know,
the Gridiron Blitz will be
He
doing
has
that
hurt
game.
a lot of teams this year with his running ability. Steve Ensminger told us, I like when he gets hit because it kind of gets him more engaged in the game if that's possible. A lot of the LSU folks pointed to the hit he took
Yep, Washington has fired their
last year against Central Florida. He threw a pick 6 and he got
president,
lit up on the interception return
football
by
operations.
UCF for a touchdown. And
Bruce
his teammates
Allen
were
is
so
gone,
impressed with the
and
way
Washington.
he got up off the mat, led them from 14.
So it is about time that they finally got rid of some dead weight over there with the Washington Redskins. Hopefully they do pick up the victory so that the Detroit Lions can pick up the second overall pick.
But I couldn't lay there. I had to get up. You know, my team needed me to get up, but it really hurt when it happened.
He didn't miss a snap. His parents, Robin and Jimmy, undoubtedly were concerned. Wound up throwing for 394 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I talked to Zach Von Rosenberg, the punter for LSU, and I said, what was the highlight of the year so far? He said, watching Joe go from Joe to Super Joe. And I said, when did that happen? He said, in the Fiesta Bowl last year. Yeah. And that's really when he won his teammates over. There's Von Rosenberg. Joe Burrow told us yesterday, last year, when they opened the season against Miami in Arlington, Texas, he didn't know the names of several of his teammates because he had just arrived in the summer as a transfer from Ohio State.
Yeah, had to graduate before he could go.
It is under review.
That's, you know, we talk about, okay, what caused the change? The addition of Joe Brady to the coaching staff, huge. I mean, what he brought from the New Orleans Saints, the five-man protection, releasing five guys out, the emergence of the wide receivers in development.
The receiver was forced out of bounds, reestablished inbounds, and was the first to touch the pass. 1st and 10.
But also, I think a big part of his development is having that full off season, that spring and summer with his wide receivers, and he was getting them to go run routes for him. He was learning them. He was understanding them. That made as much of a difference as anything in their offensive taking off this year.
And Joe told us yesterday he thinks that's the biggest reason for the improvement in his own play and their offense. Collectively, he said obviously Joe Brady and the spread offense was a big part. He said, but I think we would have been much better just by the benefit of the 8 months together in an off season. He wasn't there for spring practice last year. Still led them to a 10-3 season, including that victory in the Fiesta Bowl. Through the hole,
LSU with a big first down.
And he bounces off a hit for a few more yards. Down to the 35-yard line of Oklahoma. Run up 19 for Chris Curry.
Really good job by the left guard and the center. Watch him turn the nose guard in there. The left tackle, Sadiq Charles, with a nice block. And that's what they like about Curry. He doesn't mess around in the hole. He is a north-south runner, runs with power. And he's giving him a little bit of a spark here running the football.
1 yard shy of his longest run of the season. Well, ideally, they'd like to get a big lead. Every team likes to get a big lead, but in their case, it would give them a chance perhaps to rest Edwards-Helaire.
You got Brian Mead in here right now, too, in place of Kenneth Murray.
And a big drop off there. Burrow avoids the rush. On target again.
Oh, he dropped it. Ball went out of bounds.
Out of bounds. He didn't catch it.
He did not catch it. No,
complete a football move after the catch. It was a good throw. He had it, but as he started to turn upfield, just didn't secure the football. It's close, though.
Yep, but wobbling around really the whole time as he took a look at Justin Broyles, who was approaching.
He was wanting to stiff arm, it looked like, and he with his right hand, and he didn't secure the football with his left arm to make the catch.
Well, that goes as an incomplete pass for Burrow. Now 10 out of 13 as he tries to set the single season completion percentage mark. Came into the game at 77.9. That would be the record. Throwing deep.
Oh my goodness, touchdown LSU. Jefferson with another touchdown. 35-yard touchdown reception. Already has 5 receptions for 94 yards and 2 TDs. That drive was 6 plays.
Another beautiful throw. He's in the slot.
Jeffrey
it's
Russell
off coverage
says,
again.
I went to Logan High School,
it's
home
Justin
of
Broyles again, the new safety. You get a safety matched up on a wide receiver. That's to your advantage. And Joe Burrow found the matchup, and he exploited it for a touchdown.
Second touchdown catch for Jefferson. Third touchdown pass in the quarter.
Kick is
for
up,
Burrow.
and the kick is good.
The extra point good for Cade York, and it's 21-7 with 1:16 to go in the first quarter.
All right, got to mute the game audio for copyright music and for commercials. As soon as the game resumes, I do resume the audio. But it is 21-7. The Sooners down 14 with 1:16 remaining. Absolutely, Jeffrey. That was an absolute dime.
lost their leading sack man without starting safety Larian Turner Yell. That's an addition of injuries that they had earlier in the year. Alex Grinch said we cannot afford any more injuries on defense, and that one would be to their best player if he can't return. Another touchback off the foot of Avery Atkins. They got away from the squib kick, wisely so. Here's Laura Rutledge.
Well, Sean, as you mentioned, Kenneth Murray is still being worked on by Oklahoma athletic trainers on this sideline. He's tried to get up and run and jog, tried to jump a little bit over here, but every time the noticeable limp when he tries to walk or run or do anything, they're massaging that right hamstring, and that's what they've been working on. He's just now gotten on the bike. We'll keep you posted. He's trying very hard to get back in this game.
One of the 12 semifinals for the Buckus Award as the best linebacker in the country. And their leading tackler
dropped the pass.
Off the hands of Kennedy Brooks and incomplete.
Tried a little finesse screen. It was set up pretty well. Just not a very good throw by Jalen Hurts, who's kind of having a tough start throwing the football, other than a long throw to CeeDee Lamb. Pressure by LSU has had a part to play in that.
72 yards for Oklahoma, 51 of them on the one long pass play to CeeDee Lamb to set up their touchdown.
Jalen Hurts takes it
down.
off.
Great maneuverability, and he's a yard short of the first down. Good tackle.
1 yard short of the first down.
Force third
and
down.
1.
That was a quarterback draw all the way, and really LSU was in pretty good position, but it's a mismatch. Those big dudes trying
50
to move
seconds
laterally to
remaining
stop a guy
in the
like
first
Jalen
quarter.
Hurts. He can make the first guy miss pretty effectively.
He's 2 for 8 passing for 54. He's carried 4 times for 19 yards. One of the best teams in the country on third down this season hasn't moved the chains on third down today. Hurts again.
Hurts takes off, got the first down, out of bounds. 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Phillips, and Lincoln Riley wants a flag for a late hit, as it looked like the tackle extended for a while across the boundary.
Does a nice job of getting outside Jacoby Stevens. Pretty good block by the tight end. Braden Willis, he gets outside, and there's what Lincoln Riley wanted. The tackle clearly outside the white. Again, Jalen Hurts now has carried the football 5 times. I think
like they're gonna hold
he's got to be up in that 20 to 25 range in this football game for them to be in position to win. Part of that is
that's
controlling
exactly
the
what they're going to do,
and keeping LSU's offense off the field.
It is 21-7 at the end of 1. Brennan Wallace says thanks. Michael Mitchell says Tigers Peach Bowl win party celebration. Jeffrey Russell says the scary thing about LSU 21-7 lead is I don't think they're even playing very well. West Branch Brawl says I catch up on with the grid on his stream and this happens. Jeffrey Russell says still 20-16. Brennan Wallace says 21-7. This game might be over already. I don't think it's over. You still got halftime, and there's going to be adjustments. You know, it's only a 2-score game. Anything can happen. I've seen crazier things. Do I got to remind, about the Patriots and the Falcons? They were up 28-3 midway through the third quarter. And the Patriots fought back, got it to overtime, and walked away as Super Bowl champs. I'm just saying, like, you remember the deflated balls? I mean, you guys got a point. I'm just saying, though, like, anything can happen. It's any given Saturday, any given Sunday, you know. How much do you want it, really? You know, that's where it comes down to.
Beautiful Glendale, Arizona. Ohio State and Clemson. Most people seem to think
College
LSU, Ohio State, and Clemson are
a first rounder. How bad do you want to be a first rounder?
So far, it looks like
that's
LSU's
you got
a
to
cut
look in the mirror and ask yourself.
I think everybody thought those three were a cut above, you know, and for Ohio State and Clemson, not only explosive offenses, great quarterbacks, but the two best defenses in college football going at it as well.
21-7 LSU. Jalen Hurts under duress throws it away. Oklahoma had given up only 42 points in the first quarter in 13 games this year prior to today. LSU got half that many in the first quarter of this Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
LSU is getting pretty consistent pressure from their defensive front. Now, the big guys are not going to really rush the passer great. Chason is going to do most of that from that outside edge position. But they're forcing Jalen Hurts to leave the pocket, and he's had to throw the football away a few times already.
33-9 West Branch ball. That's crazy.
Tandy Brooks avoids a couple of tackles and is tackled by Calebon Chason. Christian Fulton, the corner, had a chance to drop him for a loss and missed. Lincoln Riley is the play caller, the head coach. One of the great offensive minds in football. He said the play along the offensive line would be the key today.
Jalen Hurts airs it out.
Another deep ball. C.D. Lamb couldn't run under that one with Kerry Vincent, who's a member of the LSU track team as a sprinter, running step for step with him.
4th and 5.
But he is a safety. He's had cornerback experience, so they got the matchup they wanted again in terms of their best receiver in the slot against the safety. That ball was thrown a little bit too far outside by Jalen Hurts to make the play.
So here's Reeves Munshaw. In the words of Coach Riley's had a phenomenal year. This is a beauty. Didn't get a good bounce into the end zone. It goes. Well, when you have a season as LSU.
All right. We got copyright music, so I got to mute it. Also for commercials as well. Appreciate you guys for being patient. As soon as the game resumes, I do resume the audio. After this game, I'll be doing the Pistons and Jazz. Tomorrow, I'll be doing Chargers and Chiefs, Redskins and Cowboys, and 49ers and Seahawks.
So I consider myself an honorary offensive lineman, and that was the award that meant the most to Burrow. Swings it out for Chris Curry, who is still turning as the ball arrived. It's incomplete.
Well, good news for Oklahoma. Kenneth Murray back on the field. He's such a key part of their defense. Makes so many plays, makes calls, plays with great speed and tenacity. It's good for them to have him back on the field. And I think that little misfire right there, you see the difference between not having Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming out of the backfield for Joe Burrow.
For sure. That felt like one that would have been a completion if it was Clyde. Just joining us, Edwards-Helaire's played sparingly. He's had 2 carries. Burrow, deep ball. Yell. That one's well covered by Justin Broyles.
They've gone after Justin Broyles tonight, but he was in perfect
Yeah,
position
Jeffrey,
that time. You know, when you play
I was totally upset when I heard that the Patriots was
where there's
filming,
a lot of man coverage. One of your biggest
you know, the
skills has
Bengals
to
to
be a
get
short-term
signals and
memory
stuff
loss.
like that. I was actually quite upset about that. I was like, really, the Bengals, they're 1-in.
Broyles has averaged about 15 snaps
15.
per game on defense.
Like, come on.
Just joining us, he's in for the injured Delarian Turner-Yell. Well, he was a top recruit, #1 ranked player in the state of Oklahoma, coming out of John Marshall High School in Oklahoma City, 4-star recruit nationally on a 5-star system. Burrow flush to his right. Now takes
Burrow
off.
takes off.
Has a long way
got
to
the
go.
first
It
down.
looks like he got there. He did with a yard to spare. Chased out by Brendan Radley-Hiles.
Well, watch Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's going to chip right here first and then run the drag route, and then watch the block he's going to get at the end of the play. It's his block. Actually, he got leveled by Braden Radley-Hiles, and that's what enabled Joe Burrow to get to the first down. That could have been one of those blindside plays as well that they changed the rule on this year.
My question to you would be, shouldn't Radley-Hiles been more interested in running down Joe Burrow?
Yeah, I would have thought. I think they're going to take a look. I think Ed Orgeron wants them to take a look at this. And whether it was a targeting foul, it was clearly a shot at Clyde Edwards-Helaire and not to make a play on the football.
And Lincoln Riley with a chat with Brendan Radley-Hiles. Let's bring in Matt Austin. Matt, what do you think about this play?
Well, I'd like to see the replay again, but there definitely was significant contact.
That's a thrust too, right?
Absolutely. It's an attack. It's high. It looked like he did get into the helmet also, so this could very well be a targeting play.
Oh boy, if that isn't, what is?
Yeah, and I think that's why Ed Orgeron called timeout, to ensure that they would take another look at this.
And we go back to the beginning of the telecast. Laura Rutledge talked about the suspensions and the injury to Delarian Turner-Yell.
Yes.
We spoke to Alex Prince yesterday. He said there's a reason why we don't play many guys in the defensive backfield.
There was not targeting is under further review.
He said we just don't have a lot of depth. He said we cannot afford another injury or loss in the secondary. Yeah. And if they lose Radley-Hiles, their 5th leading tackler, you just wonder how they're going to replace him.
Well, they have to replace him with a true freshman. I mean, it's either going to be Woody Washington or Jeremiah Cradell that's going to have to come in if in fact they lose Radley-Hiles.
Here's Delarian Turner-Yell, injured in the lead up to the ball game.
You know what? You are out of here.
Reportedly a collarbone injury, and Coach Riley told us yesterday it's unlikely he would play even if they made the national championship game.
You can go to Hades.
That's a big loss. 2nd leading tackler. Started every game this season. Sophomore out of Hempstead, Texas.
Yeah, he's a real run and hit guy. He was a guy who just got better and better the more the year went on. See, there's Woody Washington, who Turner-Yell's talking to him right now, saying if you go in, this is what you have to do. He's a true freshman. He's trying to get him coached up on the sideline in case his number's called.
And the way they're talking to him, don't you get the feeling they think it's targeting? And he's going to have to go in there?
Come in here and
I think
try
they
to
might
talk smack.
They've seen the same replays that you've seen at home.
It's a darn shame.
Stuart Mullins is the referee.
Hey, OU has a dude
Bill
named
Hanlon,
Fields.
the replay official. Tom Zamorski in the booth too.
There was targeting on the play by number 44. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. And number 44.
Oh, he got ejected.
Well, it's so unfortunate that he's going to have to leave the game, but it's the right call.
Yeah, that is targeting.
It was clearly a cheap shot. It was a launch. It was high. It was the right call, and it's a huge loss for Oklahoma.
No, it's really dumb, too. I mean, how you think in this day and age of football you're going to get away with that?
Well, and the worst part, it's not even a receiver going to catch the ball. I mean, it's completely
that,
away from where the football was.
It's everything that trying to get out of football. So 1st and 10 at the 46. Burrow showing.
Burrow's got the first down.
Wisely dives down. after a 12-yard gain to the Oklahoma 42 and a first down.
See, one of the things that he's done exceptionally well this year is run the football. He makes good decisions when to run. In fact, nearly 50% of the times he does run, the result is that, a first down. He knows when to run, and he doesn't mess around. He goes north and south and gets the yardage he needs.
47% of the time that he runs, he gets a first down. That's the highest percentage first downs gained via the run in the country at any position.
Oh, that was almost intercepted by
Trey Brown, who stepped in front of Thaddeus Moss. That might have been a pick six.
And that was the kind of play that Oklahoma desperately needed. Only 11 takeaways on the season. This one was a chance not only to be a pick, but to be a pick six for Trey Brown, and a new football game if that would have happened.
Alex Grinch, when we mentioned the 11 takeaways, said it makes me want to be.
Yeah, I'm going to laugh at all 22,000 that came from over there.
Dinner time in a lot of the country.
You know, when they get shut down for showing the game, I'm going to laugh.
Balls that they've had their hands on that they couldn't come down with.
Burrow.
And they got about 12 minutes.
Dodges the rush. Going for Jefferson again. It's another
and Jefferson got 3 touchdowns.
And he beat Woody Washington newly into the game for the ejected Radley Hiles.
Well, Woody Washington, I mean, he was beat right away. He got flat-footed in coverage. Watch Woody Washington just get flat-footed right there. And as soon as that happened, Jefferson ran right by him. And Joe Burrow, I mean, he's got that killer instinct. He's going to find the matchup. He's going to find the new guy, and he's going to exploit it. And he did again for a touchdown. Woody Washington, his first pass coverage play of the ball game, and he's exploited for a touchdown.
Highly recruited was Washington, 4 stars out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. But in for a tough spot there. Had just 6 tackles all year. Has not played a lot. Cade York hooks it just inside the left upright.
All right, we got some copywritten music, so I got to mute it. Appreciate you guys for being patient. As soon as the game resumes, I do resume the game audio. We got 68 in the building. Can we please get those likes up to at least 50? Definitely appreciate that. Yeah, Oklahoma needs to score. Like, they need touchdowns now. If they can at least bring it to, within 10, then I think that they have a chance in the second half. But they need to start scoring. So for those of you, tonight I'll be doing the Pistons and Spurs after this. And tomorrow I'll be doing the Chargers, Chiefs, Redskins and Cowboys, and 49ers and Seahawks. So we are definitely going to have some fun tomorrow and tonight. Appreciate every single person in the building.
Aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. Rise above. Wild Card Weekend begins January.
Oh.
Half for the LSU Tigers, leading Oklahoma 28-7. 4 touchdown passes already for Joe Burrow.
And what he's doing is he's finding and exploiting the matchups of his best receivers on safeties. This was the first touchdown.
Oh, we got some copyrighted music. Illinois 3, Michigan State 28.
Washington,
all right,
first time in the game, they went right at him, and they're exploiting the matchups, and that's good coaching, good play call.
What's going on, Hamo? Okay, there must be something going on with hold on, folks. Okay, so I have no idea what's going on with ESPN. There we go. Sorry about that, everyone.
40 times.
Number 81, offense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's a costly penalty that works in the favor of Oklahoma's defense because they were reeling a little bit, and this one sets them back.
We are back.
Against Thaddeus Moss. Well, there's 11:41 to go in the first half, and certainly Oklahoma is on the ropes right now. Very emotional day for Ed Orgeron and the LSU Tigers. If you joined us late, the LSU program rocked by the news that earlier this morning the daughter-in-law of the offensive coordinator Steve Ensminger was among 5 people killed in a plane crash.
Yeah, Jalen definitely needs some
near
milk.
Lafayette, Louisiana. Good catch by Jefferson back across
got another
midfield.
First down.
Carly McCord, well-known and well-liked sports reporter in the state of Louisiana, is married to Steve Ensminger Jr. And she died this morning in the plane crash on her way here to come to the game. Steve Ensminger found out before the game, decided to coach. But you know, as Ed Orgeron told Holly Rowe before the game, he and his family are completely devastated, as is everybody else who
Jefferson again.
The Ensmingers, you're just a human being. Your heart aches for these people. And
like
as we said earlier,
3.
He's a wonderful man. And there's so much motivation in this game already, Todd. But I have a feeling
10.5 left in the
there's
second
no way
quarter.
they were going to go out there and lose this game in their minds.
Well, and for him, you can't even imagine what's going through his mind. But at least for 3 hours, he can focus on this. And he'll have a lot to deal with, obviously, in the coming days and hours. But for right now, he can try to focus on his football team.
Joe Burrow, there's a flag down as he goes down, and just a little bit short of the first down at the 35-yard line.
I think we're getting illegal hands to the face on Adrian McGee. He just pushed the helmet right off.
Personal foul. Illegal use of hands to the face. Number 73. Offense. 15-yard penalty. Third down.
Oh, that hurts.
LSU trying to be very physical at the point of attack, and this is just
Adrian McGee
error
with
on the part
illegal use of hands.
of Adrian McGee.
Cost him 15 yards.
And really right now, the penalty is the only thing that's stopping LSU's offense. And Oklahoma needs to capitalize on this. You know, the last drive, Sean, before the touchdown, they had a chance for an interception. It might even have been a pick six by Trey Brown. They don't get that.
Third and
a couple plays later, it's a touchdown.
10
now
minutes
they've
remaining
had the
in the
benefit
second
of a couple
quarter.
penalties. They got LSU in third and long. They've got to come up with a stop here and get the football back.
Absolutely, Jeffrey.
Alex Grinch's
Third and a
defense.
country mile.
This is a situation for them to make a play right here.
Burrow stepped up into the pocket, on target again.
And they got a
Here's
first
Jamar
down.
Chase, tripped up, but with a first down at the 30-yard line.
Well, they tried to run that same little stunt. This time it's picked up. Joe Burrow knows he's got protection. He steps up in the pocket, but he never loses sight of Jamar Chase, who now makes his first catch in the football game, and it's a huge one on 3rd and 17.
22-yard gain. Burrow deep again.
Oh, my goodness. And a fourth touchdown for Jefferson. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Jefferson with a 30-yard touchdown. He has 9 receptions for over 150 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Freezes Justin Broyles, and then he creates separation, and Joe Burrow says, I'm going to give him a chance. He gets a step on him. He's a bigger guy. I'm going to give him a chance to make a play, and Jefferson comes through.
He has scored 4 touchdowns in the half. That is the most touchdowns scored by any player in a Peach Bowl game. Previous record
We have
3
witnessed
shared by many.
history, folks.
That he has 4 receiving on 9 catches.
All right, there's some copyright music. I do have to mute it. As soon as it resumes, I do resume the game audio. I appreciate you guys for being patient. I am terribly sorry about the technical difficulties we had a few minutes ago. For those of you that are new to this channel, if you could please give this stream a thumbs up, subscribe, smash that notification bell, set it to all. After this stream, I'll be doing the Pistons and Spurs. Tomorrow, I'll be doing the Chargers and Chiefs, Redskins and Cowboys, and 49ers and Seahawks. And then on Monday, I'll be doing the Pistons and Jazz. After the college bowl games and NFL playoffs, I'll be incorporating more college basketball. And I'll be your home for March Madness. I'm going to be doing as many games as possible for March Madness. So we're going to have a whole lot of fun, folks. I hope the Lions do not win tomorrow. In fact, I want the Washington Redskins to win and the Detroit Lions to lose. And Packer fans, please be at Ford Field. And remember, we beat you last year at Lambeau Field, Week 17, 31-0. If that doesn't get you fired up to get loud at our stadium, then please let that get you hyped to get you loud at our stadium. Because I desperately need the Detroit Lions to get the number 2 overall pick. I'm going to be real with y'all. What's going on, Corey? What time does the first game start? It starts at 1 o'clock, Michael. Haven't watched an NBA game since they took my Bullets away. Yeah, but didn't they just rename them to the Wizards? What is going on, Ryan Joseph? Welcome to the building. Appreciate you. Said, dang, right go Tigers. Washington Redskins going to win tomorrow? Hey, I hope so. Brennan, he's new to the chat. He doesn't know the rules. Next time, just give him a warning. You can, what do you call it? Hide that comment and, what do you call it? And then just give him a warning, because we do keep a clean chat. Ryan Joseph, appreciate you for coming in. Please stay in the building. But we do keep a clean chat. You know, so appreciate you.
The Oklahoma sideline, and at this point, Alex Grinch, the defensive coordinator, who is down here
Not
on the
same
field,
as
just
Jeffrey.
trying to encourage them, especially Justin Broyles, who's been beat a few times, as well as
I
Woody
do kind of miss the
Washington,
bullets.
who was just
And
forced
just like I
into
missed
action,
the,
was beat immediately when he got out there
Seattle,
on the field. Just trying to keep their heads up. And Todd, we've seen Neville Gallimore down here trying to rally the troops. Either way, it's so difficult for these guys to just figure out what they're going to do next, trying to maintain confidence in a game like this.
Yeah, it's hard. They don't have any answers right now, and nobody's had answers for LSU's offense all year.
Jalen Hurts with about a yard.
And Jalen Hurts stuffed after a 2-yard gain.
I think LSU's defensive game plan has been executed perfectly so far. Closing space. They really are big and physical up front. They're able to clog up the running lanes. And they've given up the one play, but other than that,
they gave him
just
3 yards. I guess it's second and 3, second and 7.
It's just kind of been, they have not had any answers for Joe Burrow in the passing game. And this is without Clyde Edwards-Helaire really being a factor.
Big rush by Chason, and he takes Hurts down back.
Chason with a sack.
Good coverage downfield and a mismatch. Chason working on R.J. Proctor, the left tackle, and he's just too quick. Right here at the bottom of the screen, he uses his quickness. He throws him off. Inside rush.
Yeah, Jeffrey, Oklahoma definitely needs to get into halftime and regroup.
Very excited about that matchup. He doesn't
but they also got to score on this drive.
Tight ends for Oklahoma can block his best pass rusher in Calebon Chason.
If they can make it 17-35, they might have a chance.
Oklahoma looking at 3rd down and 13.
But they definitely need it to be 21-35. All right, we got a timeout, LSU. That is a first. All right, you guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab me something to drink real fast. All right, guys, I am back. Terribly sorry about that. Bills scored a touchdown. Bills 30, Texans 29, 14 seconds left. So for the 76th in the building, on your way in, if you guys could give this stream a thumbs up, I'd definitely appreciate that. Appreciate the 105. I take it the stream that you guys were in got shut down.
Making the case that the committee got it right with this performance. Looked like there was some holding as Hurts dodged the rush, got it off, caught by CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb with a big catch.
He's across midfield to the Tiger 49-yard line. K'Lavon Chaisson ran him down.
Well, Damone Clark really can close the pocket.
Roughing the passer, number 8, defense. 15-yard penalty.
Ed Black, what's going on? Appreciate you.
First down.
Really a great job by Jalen Hurts eluding the pressure, stepping up in the pocket,
making
the throw,
Gridiron.
and then taking the hit.
As soon as I had 40,
Damone Clark, number 35, is the guy that's going to collapse the
pocket. And it jumped up to 76.
And then right here at the end of the throw, 100. There you see the hit by Patrick Queen. And CeeDee Lamb adjusting to the football and does what he does best, run after the catch.
He did well to hang on at the end of the play. He has 2 of their 3 receptions. Hurts is 3 for 12 for 83 and an interception. Kennedy Brooks.
Sean, this is a critical drive for Oklahoma to score a touchdown because the only chance they have offensively, they're not built to drop back and throw the football every down. They have to run the football, use play action, protect their quarterback.
Yeah,
so they got to get this to 35-14.
We will not show games, but
so they
we will do
stay
game audio
what
for
they
you
can
guys.
do offensively. If they stay this far behind or even more,
we'll commentate
it really takes them out of the
game
football
goes on and have some fun.
Trying to get the first win ever for the Big 12 Conference.
Got a first
in the
down.
College football playoff here
Oklahoma.
in year 6. Kennedy Brooks tackled by Jacob
Brooks
Phillips.
Picks up the first.
And right now, Lincoln Riley's got to be thinking, I got to do 2 things. We have to run the football. We've got to score a touchdown. And I got to keep my defense off the field. Because right now we have no answers for LSU's offense. And we're playing undermanned in our secondary.
On target to CeeDee Lamb is Jalen Hurts. And it's another first down for Oklahoma.
Before this drive, he only had the 1 catch for the 51 yards. He was pretty quiet. Good coverage on him, and now he's up to 3 catches. And again, he is the guy they got to get the football to. LSU's had no problem getting it to Justin Jefferson today.
Who, by the way, was
Appreciate
not a
that,
Biblical
Richard
Award finalist, but Todd
Gillespie.
McShay projects
Hopefully
him
I
as
said
a
your name
mid-first-round
correctly.
NFL
Welcome
draft
to the
pick.
family. You're definitely an MVP.
No weakness on that LSU offense. Hurts had CeeDee Lamb open. They could not connect. What would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, he had him, and that's a throw that Jalen Hurts has to connect with. I just think his feet weren't set. I think Jalen Hurts' feet were not set, and that's why he didn't make an accurate throw. That should be an easy throw for Jalen if he just sets his feet. You know, accuracy in throwing the football has more to do with footwork and getting your body in the right position than your arm. And that time, Jalen was a little lazy with his feet, and he missed the throw.
Much improved thrower this year.
Yes, it is, Jeffrey.
71.8% completion percentage, coming in 4th in the country. Hands it off to Kennedy Brooks. He powers
Kennedy
ahead.
Brooks with a gain of
to
a couple.
the 6-yard line. Siaki Ika made the tackle, a backup in that big defensive line. They don't lose any size when he comes in. He's 354.
This is the part of the field. I know you mentioned Grant Calcaterra not being on the team anymore. This is where they miss him. He was a big target in the red zone for Lincoln Riley's offense.
3rd and goal.
We got Austin Stogner, number 18, is a freshman tight end. Had a pretty good year in replacing Calcaterra.
Highly recruited. He runs a pass pattern. Hurts can't find anybody open. Fires back in the end zone.
There's a flag on the play.
He was trying to get it to Jaden Hazelwood, and the flag thrown on Christian Fulton along the back line to the end zone.
And Christian Fulton was in pretty good position.
Number 1, defense. By
But
rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line and an automatic.
Ball's placed at the 2-yard line.
He never knew where the football was. He had his back to the quarterback. He was guarding Hazelwood. Hazelwood was right by the end line, and there you can see the contact with no idea where the football was. The ball was caught, but Hazelwood was out of bounds because he was pushed out of bounds by Fulton. This is where you would expect to see Jalen Hurts run the football. They like to run a lead play where they fake it to the back and then the quarterback follows the back right up into the hole.
Hurts is 18 rushing touchdowns this season. Brooks.
No gain for Brooks.
At the line of scrimmage. Grant Delpit up near the line with help from Rashard Lawrence.
Yeah, Rashard Lawrence really had a quick move inside on that play. I mean, of all those big bodies, I think he's the guy that the last couple of weeks has made the most plays. Very active, plays with a high motor. Nice play there. Now I think they might be getting into their 5-man, their heavy package. They have 5 of these defensive linemen in here. Maybe a perimeter run is better for Oklahoma with that beef inside.
It's a lot of size to try to move.
Jalen Hurts and gets a touchdown. It is 35-13.
Really nice block by CeeDee
Oklahoma
Lamb.
definitely needed that.
Just the read option. You're going to see a block come in right here by CeeDee Lamb on the linebacker. All that beef inside. Take it to the edge. Fake the pitch. Jalen Hurts gets there, but a nice block by CeeDee Lamb coming from the outside in.
One rushing touchdown away from matching the school record by a quarterback. 2-yard run.
The kick is up.
And the extra point up and good by Gabe.
And it is good. 14-35. LSU with the lead. 4:45 left in the second quarter.
LSU offense.
So I do have to mute the game audio for copywritten reasons. As soon as the game comes back, I do resume the game audio. Appreciate you guys all for being patient. Tonight I'll be capping the night off with the Pistons versus Spurs. And then tomorrow I'll be doing the Chargers, Chiefs, Redskins and Cowboys, and 49ers and Seahawks. Appreciate that, Rocky Henry. Thank you for joining the family. You're definitely an MVP. But I will be looking at some bowl games on Monday and Tuesday. And also on Monday, I'll be doing the Pistons and the Jazz. After the college bowl games and NFL playoffs, I will be incorporating more college basketball. And I will be your home for March Madness. What is going on, Marlene Grant? How's it going? Says go. Packers Nation says, I think this game's over. Not yet. Not yet. You still got another half. And there's a possibility that Oklahoma can get the ball back. If they can get a good 3 and out, score again, you know, you cut the lead down to 14. You know, if they can make it a 14-point game at halftime, it's anybody's game then. Marlene, yes, I am going for LSU. But I do like Oklahoma as well. But I think the LSU Tigers are gonna win it. I think that the national title game is going to be Clemson and LSU. Tab lady, what's going on? Says LSU.
A touchback.
All right, there's a touchback.
Sean, you asked the question right before we went to break. Can the defense get a stop? I mean, Alex Grinch obviously has got to come up with some stuff in the locker room, but he's got to come up with something right now. They can't afford to give up another touchdown here right before the half. Remember, LSU won the toss, deferred. They're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. I think they've got to play more zone and protect some of these young,
LSU has 2 timeouts remaining.
Defensive backs.
Oklahoma has all 3.
Drop 8 and see if they can just force Joe Burrow to throw underneath.
Chris Curry.
LSU got a first down on the ground.
Filling the void for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who has played but not very much. That's a 13-yard run and a first down.
They love running. It's kind of like an ISO play. They bring the tight end in motion and lead him as a blocker.
Oh, got a big time. He's gone. 1 man to beat. And got the touchdown.
Pat Fields could not get him down.
It is 41-14, 4:18 left
Pat Fields
in the first half.
This is a busted coverage. I'm not
Appreciate
sure what
that,
the
Marley.
coverage was by Oklahoma. The freshman linebacker, David Ugwebu,
Thaddeus Moss,
was the
3
guy
receptions,
going out
90 yards, and a touchdown. That play, that drive was 2 plays for 74 or 75 yards.
Didn't run with him, and nobody ran with Thaddeus Moss down the middle of the field. Exactly what could not happen for Oklahoma.
Kick is up. The kick is good.
By Cade York, it's a
62-yard or 42
touchdown.
To 14.
Thaddeus Moss.
LSU with
Here's
the
Moss
monstrous
right
lead.
Ugwebu is going to
Let's
make contact
go.
here, and then nobody's going to run with him. They roll the safety deep. Nobody goes down the slot, and that's just a bust in the Oklahoma coverage to the short side of the field. Jamar Chase drew the corner. Motley, nobody went deep in the deep third of the field. And again, Joe Burrow does not miss things. If you make a mistake, he sees it and he makes you pay for it.
He has thrown 6 touchdown
Absolutely.
passes,
Marlon
which
Grant,
ties
shout
the
out to you.
single game LSU record for any game in the history of the program. And he set that mark earlier this year against Vanderbilt. He has set the college football playoff record for passing yards and a half. And Justin Jefferson still sitting there with 4 receiving touchdowns, the CFP single game record for the whole game. And we're still 4 minutes plus from halftime.
You know, going back and seeing that play, if I had to guess who made a mistake there, it was Parnell Motley, the corner. He got caught.
Yeah, Rico, that is crazy.
On the underneath
6 touchdowns in one half.
Jamar Chase, and that should have been his deep third responsibility. And he turned it over.
Oh, yeah, Jeffrey.
Again, Joe Burrow.
He definitely does remind me of another Moss.
Avery Atkins, another touchback. Here's Holly Rowe.
After that last series break, the defense for LSU came to the sideline, and their leader, Calebon Chasen, made everybody get up and gather together. He delivered a message for this defense saying, listen, too much pushing and shoving, too much stupid stuff after the whistle. Everybody has to be smart. We need you if we're going on to the next game. He then went up and got individual guys who've been in some of these pushing and shoving after the whistle and said, knock it off. We need you in this next game. Let's everybody be smart here down the stretch.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, you know, in the case of Brendan Radley-Hiles, if Oklahoma were to win the game, he would not be able to play the first half of the next ball game.
Long throw, incomplete, intended for Charleston Rambo with Derek Stingley in coverage.
Who's my favorite player?
See, this again, this is not, Oklahoma is not built with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. Maybe with Baker Mayfield, maybe a little bit with Kyler Murray, but not with Jalen Hurts to just throw the ball every down. I mean, he is more effective, and they are more effective when they run the football. And right now they're in a score situation where they've got to throw it more than they probably want to.
Burrow.
And Lincoln Riley, disciple of Mike Leach.
Yeah, Burrow's definitely going number 1 overall.
The air raid offense, but that's a misnomer at Oklahoma. They are 58%.
So Cincinnati get used to
this season, and over the
Burrow.
last 4 games, better than 66% run. They stick with the run, and Jalen Hurts is tripped up by Grant Delpit at the 30. There is a flag down on the play.
Yeah, Chase Young. That's who I want. That's why I want. What do you call it?
Number 73, offense. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
R.J. Proctor, the grad transfer from the University of Virginia, graduated with a degree in sociology.
Proctor with the hold.
He grabbed Rashard Lawrence, who was trying to
that
get
is why I
back
want the
outside to make a
Redskins to
play on the
win
quarterback.
and the Lions to lose,
was
so
a
we
good
can
call.
draft Chase Young.
Beyond the 2 scoring drives, no offense whatsoever for Oklahoma.
You know, we talked about this LSU defense the last 3 games against Arkansas, A&M, and Georgia in the SEC championship game. Much better effort, much more consistent effort, better numbers, and they are picking right up where they left off. I mean, they're playing a very solid football game right now, outside of the one play they gave up to CeeDee Lamb.
Right up the middle, Hurts.
Oh, he
Got
dropped
rid of
it.
Incomplete for CeeDee Lamb. Pressure right in his face. And Hurts had to get
Wants
rid
to
of
be
it
a
very
second
quickly.
round right now.
Now Chason is
I
just
can see
creating
that,
havoc.
Rico.
I mean, here he is right here. He's going to go inside. There's a little stunt with the tackle. He gets inside the guard. The right guard does not pick him up. And Jalen Hurts does everything just to get rid of the football.
Glenn Logan
I will say I
there as
am
well.
a Michigan Wolverine.
Caleb on
And
Chase
also I like,
having himself a heck of a football game.
U of A, University of Arizona.
Almost all of last season after he tore his ACL.
And I do like
in their
professional,
opener
what do you
against
call it?
Miami.
Detroit
Come
sports
back
and
strong this year.
Arizona
Hurts
sports.
retreating. Look out for the end zone and chase on. He got it off. It's caught by Jeremiah Hall, but he's miles
Only
from a first down.
gained
Down
about
to 20.
3.
Needed 15 more.
That time they kept the back Pledger into chip on Caleb on
But I
Chason,
do
but
enjoy
the play
good
did not
football and
open up.
basketball.
And so when Jalen Hurts left the pocket, he was being pursued by Chason.
LSU going to keep scoring. Hey, let's see how many points they can score.
Leaves Munshaw on the punt.
They're already breaking
For
records.
the 5th time.
Do I like New Orleans? Actually, I want New Orleans to win the Super Bowl this year. I want Drew Brees to get
Fair catch
his second
made by
ring.
Derek Stingley. Now we'll take you from plan to play. Brought to you by Northwestern Mutual.
Well,
All right, there's copyrighted music I got to mute the audio for. As soon as the game resumes, I do resume the audio. Appreciate you guys for being patient. If you look at Iowa with Kittle becoming the best tight end in football, then Fant and Hockenson get drafted in the first round. Could Miss be the next tight end? I'm not too sure.
6'3", 192, working
I
against
think
smaller
if he can
defensive
refine on a
backs.
few things, a possibility.
There's Ty Davis Price in. At running back now, the freshman out of Baton Rouge, his first carry. Justin Broyles made the tackle.
And you know, the good news now for Ed Orgeron is that guy does not need to even put his helmet on anymore. Clyde Edwards-Helaire does not need to play another down. I mean, he has a chance now to heal up completely. He looked good. A couple times he ran the football. They used him as a decoy
Yeah,
a
it's
couple
definitely
plays.
not the red rifle.
But there's no reason to take a chance with him and the hamstring in this ball game right now.
LSU with one of the most impressive first halves in college football bowl game history.
All right, LSU with the first
Over
down.
440 yards of offense on that completion to Thaddeus Moss. Ed Orgeron won almost every Coach of the Year award. He won the big
Kai
ones,
Johnson,
the
what is
AP,
going
the
on?
Home Depot.
Appreciate you for coming out.
When we asked him
Says,
yesterday, what does that
everyone
mean
think
to you? He
about
said nothing.
Antonio Brown working out for
He
the
said
Saints.
nothing. He said nope.
And
It's
is
Joe
it a
Burrow,
good
it's Joe
sign if
Brady,
he is
it's all
signed?
these great players and coaches. And
I don't think he's
everybody
going to get
that
signed. I
level
think
of
they
the
just
operation.
was working him out,
Burrow's a
seeing
man
what he
wide
had.
open. It's Jamar Chase with a first down. near
Jamar
the
Chase
10.
with a big first
Justin
down.
Broyles called upon to make another tackle. That's a 38-yard play.
This looks
But I
just
will
like
say if
one
he
of the
does
plays
get
we
signed
showed
by
in
the Saints,
open. A team
it's a
decides to
Super
rush
Bowl.
3 and drop 8. Joe Burrow sees that. He'll just buy time. He'll just wait and wait. Keeps his eyes downfield and waits for one of his key receivers to uncover.
Yeah, Chase is
And it was
a
Jamar
great
Chase,
player on LSU
38
as well.
yards down the field.
He had a defender fall down. Will he throw 7 touchdown passes in the half? Not on this play. Ty Davis Price.
We got 120 left in the first half.
5-yard line.
It is
Now,
second and goal.
This is perfect situation for LSU. There's a minute 14 and counting. They've got 2 timeouts. They're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. A chance to go into halftime with another touchdown.
Oklahoma is trying to get Parnell Motley off the field. Meanwhile, it's Ty Davis Price.
First and goal, looks like at the 2-yard line.
Didn't look like he got off the field.
There is a flag on the play.
It looked like Lincoln Riley was trying to call timeout as well to avoid that penalty, but I don't think he got it.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly why I said if he gets signed, it's a Super Bowl.
Illegal substitution, defense, 12 players participating in the previous down. After this is to the goal, second down.
Yeah, Parnell wasn't really participating in the down, but he couldn't get off the field in time before the ball was snapped.
Stay tuned for the Mazda halftime report. Matt Berry, Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway standing by. Burrow fakes it. Throws wide open.
Touchdown, LSU. It is 48-14. 50 seconds left in the first half. Tracy Marshall Jr. with his second touchdown. Has 5 receptions for 48 yards and 2 TDs.
Terrace Marshall right here. He's going to come in here and just kind of look like he's going to block. Goes back out. Oklahoma goes with the play fake, and it's wide open. Exact same play they scored on in this building just a few weeks ago. Too easy. Just too easy for Joe Burrow.
Deion C.
Almost have 100 in the first half. That's the
showing the game will not happen on this channel.
Well, Todd, when the
it is illegal to do that.
Receivers at LSU,
I could get fined.
Single season
could risk
touchdown
jail time.
As Joe Burrow has
and also
mark.
could get a copyright strike here on YouTube.
The single season
and that is a 90-day ban.
Was 12
that will not happen on this channel because I do stream.
The NFL. That was back in 2006.
But you guys are all more than welcome to rock with your boy. We have
came
fun.
into the game with 18. He still has 18.
Tonight we'll be doing the
Terrace
Pistons
Marshall
and the
with
Spurs.
2 today. He has 12.
And tomorrow we'll be doing the Chargers and Chiefs, Redskins and Cowboys, and 49ers and Seahawks.
Dwayne Bowe's record with what they did today. They've all tied or surpassed what would have been the single season mark entering, what was the single season mark entering this season.
It's just amazing.
Absolutely, Tab Lady.
How in sync they are, how Joe Burrow knows exactly where he wants to go with the football all the time.
Well, of course, these are all the college football playoff records. Touchdown passes in a game, yards and a half. We've mentioned Jefferson's record. I mean, now you start to.
What's going on? Richard says, I hope the
performances in
Hawks
any game
beat the
in the
Niners.
history of college football. What we're seeing today is historic, and that isn't a strong enough word.
Right. Well, and in LSU sense and SEC sense, it's been a historic season, period. Now we just continue to go into different stratospheres.
I actually like that signing of Beast Mode coming back to
it's fun to watch. I mean, unless you're Alex Grinch, not very fun to watch if you're the defensive coordinator for Oklahoma, but for anybody that likes offensive football, that likes the passing game, that likes the
I think they did him dirty, and I think it's
really fun to watch.
You know,
he is
it's awesome to see him
start to finish.
See them trying to right or wrong.
If he's not the #1 pick in the next NFL draft.
Oh, absolutely. Burrows is definitely gifted.
Scott Johnson, our director, tells us he'll never go.
He's going to be a great athlete in the NFL.
Jalen Hurts goes behind CeeDee Lamb. You think of everything that's happened to Jalen Hurts in this building.
Beast Mode about to get 130 and 3.
National championship game here against Georgia.
Hey, it
down
could be.
14-0 at the half. He had been a 2-year starter.
But you guys can. We got. They got
the starting job the next year.
Nick Bosa
very gracefully
and that stifling
came
front
off the bench
four
in this same building again against Georgia. In the fourth quarter, after Tua got
I definitely think it's going to be a fun game tomorrow.
He led them to 2 touchdowns and the win. An outstanding performance that will be remembered. In Tuscaloosa, he'll remain a very popular figure at Alabama, even though he transferred to
Oklahoma. Burrow's quarterbacking by the Cowboys. I'm done with that. Matt, yeah.
So a lot has happened to him.
It'd be shocker if they give him that $40 million contract.
Well, and as you mentioned, we talked about Joe Burrow and this offense.
14.
The numbers they're
Welcome to the family. Appreciate you for subscribing.
This is an Oklahoma offense.
You're definitely an MVP.
Was, what, just 1 yard separated them from LSU the whole season. One of the best in the country in total offense and scoring. And They've sitting here at 152 total yards in the first half. So this has been a complete dominating effort by LSU on both sides of the ball.
When we started the day, and here's Kennedy Brooks, Oklahoma averaged 554.2 yards per game. LSU was 554.3, separated by 1 yard of total offense for the year. Oklahoma trying to lead the nation in total offense for the 3rd year in a row. Here is the quarterback comparison. The Heisman Trophy winner Burrow and the Heisman Trophy runner-up Jalen Hurts.
I appreciate that, Deion C.
Oklahoma just saying no moss here in the first half. I mean,
Ted Smith, thanks for joining the family. You're definitely an MVP. Appreciate you.
Let's look at it as 0-0. Let's play a 30-minute game and see if we can win the second half any way possible.
All right, that is halftime, 49-14. LSU with the lead.
In the half. And it's 49-14 for the Tigers.
LSU to receive the second half kick.
Laura Rutledge.
Coach, you're undermanned in your secondary, but what defensive adjustments need to happen for the second half?
We need to run the calls. You know, they're a good enough team as it is. To give them credit, they've made a lot of nice plays, but we busted way too many calls, both sides of the ball, a lot of opportunities that we haven't made, and we got to do a better job.
What will you say to these guys when you go into halftime now?
That exactly. You know, that exactly. That there's opportunities out there. We're a lot better team than that. We need to play like it.
Thanks, Coach. To Holly with Coach O.
Well, Coach Bergeron, some extracurricular activity after that play. A lot of guys being restrained. What do you say to your guys to keep their composure right now?
No, we don't want that. We don't want anybody to get kicked out of the game. We want to play with a disciplined football team. We got 30 minutes left to go. We want a clean game.
How do you describe the magic you're seeing between Joe Burrow and his wideouts right now?
Our guys are ready. A great job of Steve Ensminger, who's went through a tragedy today of calling the game. He's the MVP right now.
Is Clyde done for the day likely?
Probably so.
Thank you, Coach.
No Tigers.
Hey, definitely got a hoarse voice right now. But that dude, he gets his team hyped. But he would say, y'all trash. Joe Burrows to the Detroit Lions. Hey, if they Chase Young, it could be a possibility. But I am going to take a quick halftime break, you guys. I will be in the chat, so hang on tight. And we can chat it up in the chat. And what do you call it? I'll resume the game audio for the second half. LSU will receive the kick to start the second half. All right, guys, hang on tight. All right. What is going on, everybody? I am back. Sorry about that, everyone. That was the Super Bowl that the Silverdome got to host. 2008 was at, what do you call it? At Ford Field, if that's what you were talking about. Yeah, Damien, they definitely are killing Oklahoma. That's crazy. I thought this game was going to be actually real close. I'm kind of upset at, at it in a sense of, like, from a competitive nature in a playoff scenario where the next game to be played is the national title game. You would think both teams would actually be, playing with a fire underneath their tailpipe and, hey, this could be our very last game, or, we could be setting up for our next game, which would be some of their last game. But hopefully we got a better second half going. Appreciated all 67 of you guys in my stream. Hopefully we can get those thumbs up. Let's get it to at least 50. Appreciate everybody that subscribe to this channel. You guys are truly amazing. We are closing in at 1,000 subscribers. What's going on, Dion C? Hey, I'll be doing your Cowboys game at 4 o'clock against the Redskins. Also, I'll be doing the Chargers and Chiefs tomorrow and the 49ers and Seahawks. After this game, I'll be setting up for the Pistons and the Spurs. And then Monday, I'll be doing the Pistons and Jazz. And I'm going to try to do an earlier bowl game for you guys. Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll be doing bowl games as well. Right now, it's just, it's still halftime. Oh, you're talking about the 88-89 Super Bowl. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was born in 87. Like, I kind of remember the only playoff win in the Super Bowl era for the Detroit Lions in 1991, but I was 4 years old. Absolutely, Tab Lady. When it's close, it gets more interesting, and, I feel like when it's a close game that, you really see something truly special, if that makes sense. Jason Anderson, what is going on? Says, I picked Clemson to win it all. Oh, wow. I totally forgot to put my halftime score. I am so sorry, you guys. We are about to kick off the third quarter. Yeah, actually, that 1991 team was originally called the Greatest Show on Turf prior to the St. Louis Rams taking that moniker.
Without, for the most part, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who played a couple plays, but pretty much a non-factor in the ball game.
Set to receive.
Did not slow LSU down whatsoever.
Gabe Burkett kicks off. High and returnable for Jontre Kirkland.
Ball's at the 20, 25. Looks like it's going to end at
just
the
across
26.
the 25-yard line. So Joe Burrow, the Heisman Trophy winner, 21 for 27 for 403 and 7 touchdown passes. And when we mentioned that, you kind of feel like you're shortchanging Jefferson and some of the other guys on that offense who deserve a little spotlight right here and right now.
Yeah, and also that offensive line. We mentioned that they were the Joe Moore Award winners. They lost one of their best players in their right guard early in the game, and they just continued to play and protect Joe Burrow. So you got to give them credit as well. The pass protection that he's had in the ball game.
Chris Curry on first down. Kenneth Murray made the tackle. Well, here are a few of the records set today within the college football playoff. The 7 touchdown passes, the yards and a half. Jefferson's 4 receiving touchdowns is 186 yards. And they're 49 points in any half. The 7 touchdown passes in a bowl game matched only by Cooper Rush of Central Michigan against Western Kentucky in the 2014 Bahamas Bowl. He has an entire half to shatter that. Joe Burrow delivers to Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson with the first down again.
He has 4 touchdown receptions. Justin
what is going on, Liddell Wesley?
But it's a first down at the 40-yard line.
Sean, doesn't it look sometimes like Joe Burrow is just playing
Murray for
in the
Oklahoma
backyard?
is pretty good. Absolutely.
When Oklahoma chooses to rush 3 and drop 8, he just waits. He kind of moves, and he doesn't decide to scramble. He doesn't panic, and he just waits for one of his guys to uncover.
Chris Curry squirts ahead for 3. If you're wondering, the NCAA record for touchdown passes in a game, any game, bowl game, otherwise, in major college football is 11 by David Klingler for Houston against Eastern Washington in 1990, a game that the Cougars won 84-21.
And you know what? Burrows can actually beat that.
And if he stays in long enough to play, if you watch the first half, you'd have to think that's a possibility today. Burrow's pass batted down, trying to get it to Jamar Chase. And Parnell Motley broke it up. Here's Holly Rowe.
Talking about that composure and poise of Joe Burrow, when we talked to offensive coordinator Steve Ensminger about what makes him special, he said, number 1, his toughness. He is so tough. He takes hits.
Yeah, there's 11 touchdown passes
on the rest
in a
of the
single
guys.
game by
Houston. Off of that
Houston.
when he gets those hits and gets back up. But the number 2 thing that makes him so good is his poise. He never gets rattled, so we never get rattled. That's exactly what you guys are talking about. Yeah. He's just calm, cool, and collected, and that's why the offense moves just like that.
Never looks flustered. I mean, even when he's getting hit, even when the pocket gets collapsed, he never looks like he's lost his cool.
Throwing deep.
Oh, big time catch.
Terrace Marshall all the way to the 25-yard line of Oklahoma.
See, all he knows right now is they can't cover my guys. So
Marshall's
even if they're
hurt.
in position, I'm still going to throw the
Marshall
football where my guys can make plays because they're not making plays on the football the way my guys are. Terrace Marshall has gotten knocked around a little bit in this game. Looks like his left arm, something with his left arm goes up, makes the catch.
Oh, Liddell, absolutely. Burrows is definitely a leader.
Not sure what
That's
happened.
That's what I say. I think Cincinnati's going to get themselves a very, very good quarterback.
There's coverage there, but Joe Burrow just believes so strongly in his guys. He throws the football in a place to allow them to make a play. And we've seen that a half a dozen times today on completions that Joe Burrow has had down the field.
Looks like it's his forearm. They're holding it for him.
Marshall, looks like a left shoulder injury.
Yeah, that's Jack Marucci, the head trainer, taking him into the tent right now. And that's, you know, one of the things you are concerned about as this game goes on is not losing anybody before the next one.
Well, that would be my question. How long do you leave the starters in?
Oh, Jefferson almost had another one.
Long. That would have been his 5th touchdown catch of the game.
Well, I think for sure you leave him in this possession. You know, you let him start the 3rd quarter. You come out of the locker room. You make some adjustments.
Belichick will go after him.
You set your game plan, what you want to do to start the 3rd quarter. I'm not sure, you know, especially if they score another touchdown here, how long, though, you keep some of these guys in the ballgame. Because at this point, it's not about setting more records. It's about being in your best position to win a national championship on January 13th.
Murray coming on a blitz.
Oh, they're close.
And Burrow forced to throw it away. We asked Joe Burrow yesterday, when you send 5 out all the time, how come teams don't blitz you more? He said, because we do such a great job of picking it up.
Yeah. Well, they pick it up, and then when they don't pick it up, he gets rid of the football, or he makes people miss and beats you with his legs. So even if you create some confusion for him or his offensive line, he still finds ways to beat the pressure. That time he threw the ball away, which is a smart decision.
Derek Brown, Murray Simmons.
3rd down and 10,
Parsons.
opening possession of the second half. Sidestep the rush. Flag
There's
down.
a flag on the play.
Burrow. Diving attempt by Thaddeus Moss. It's incomplete, and there is a flag back behind the line of scrimmage.
I think they're going to get a holding on Sadiq Charles in pass protection.
Yep, holding
the left tackle.
on LSU.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding. Offense number 77. Holding. Defense 6. This foul's offset. 3rd down.
The other thing, if you're Ed Orgeron, what you don't want is you don't want your team to get into playing sloppy at any point. You've got a big lead. You know, you feel great about how you played the first half. This first possession, both offensively and defensively, to start the 3rd quarter, I think is always very important.
Richard,
how you come out of the locker
if
room.
you could
And
just
you
say
don't want
dang instead of that other
play
word,
and
it'd be
penalties.
greatly appreciated. Appreciate you, brother.
Important 3rd down play for his offense right here.
Yeah, Tab Lady, I'm with you. Jefferson.
Quick hitter to Justin Jefferson. He
almost got the
by
first.
Deshaun White. Short of the 1st down. It's 4th down. Joe Burrow looking at the sideline. He wants them to go for it, and it appears that they will.
And they might go hurry up as well. Good hit, you mentioned, by Deshaun White on the little tunnel screen.
On 4th and 2, they put Jamar Chase in the backfield.
Jamar Chase with the 1st down.
The best wide receiver in the country got the 1st down to the 12-yard line.
Well, they've done that before, but they've never really handed him the football. They put him in
Cody,
the backfield.
this is what we do. If you don't like it, I'm terribly sorry, but this is what we do. It's my channel. I appreciate you, though.
They put him in the backfield and handed it to him, and I think he was even surprised that he got to run the football. He's running on some end arounds.
We have fun on my channel.
Coming into the game, 3.
Neville Gallimore, the injured player, 5th-year senior from Ottawa,
Sooner
Ontario.
on the ground. Yeah, Deion, Chase is good. We do have an injury timeout. So as soon as the game resumes, I do resume the game audio. Appreciate you guys for being patient. Absolutely, Richard. Chase is awesome. I appreciate that, Tab Lady. Says I like the commentary. Appreciate that. Jeffrey Russell says, as an Ohio State fan, I want to play the best, and that means a healthy Lawrence and Burrows. I like hurting someone on purpose. I think hurting people on purpose is the lowest of lows. Absolutely. You know, that's why, you know, even like last year in week 17 with the Lions and the Packers, when we beat them by 31, it didn't feel complete. Like Aaron Rodgers went down in that game. Their defense wasn't playing well. You know, there was a whole lot of things, so it didn't feel right. I mean, of course I could beat a team without, you know, their best players. You know, but how do you match up against the best of the best? Chase is the GOAT in college ball. He's big, fast, physical, and getting better at at his routes. Can we still get the second overall pick if Redskins defeat if the Redskins defeat Dallas and Packers defeat the Lions, Detroit will have the number 2 overall pick.
In the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl from State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's
if you
live
guys want
right
to
here
watch
on ESPN, and of course
listen
on the
in
ESPN
on
app, you can
Clemson
watch
and Ohio
anywhere.
State, the Gridiron Blitz will be doing that game. His link is in my description below.
First and 10 LSU, opening possession of the second half.
I'll be setting up for the Pistons and the Spurs.
Leading 49-14 behind 7 touchdown passes from Joe Burrow in the first half. Chris Curry bounced off
Chris
the
Curry.
And wound up gaining about 5. Pat Fields got him down. Who do you like in that second game tonight? That should be one of the best, you would think, in the 6-year history of the playoffs.
Yep,
Certainly one of the most anticipated.
11 minutes.
I really think it's a coin flip. I really do. I mean, if I had to choose, it's hard for me to go against Clemson and Trevor Lawrence. It really is. I think Ohio State, most people think,
I can see that,
has
Dion.
been one of the most complete teams, if not the most complete team all year. But I think Clemson is playing their best football right now. I think Trevor Lawrence is playing his best football, and it's hard for me to go against them. You know, they haven't lost in a long time.
28 straight wins. They can tie Florida State's ACC record with another win tonight. Chris Curry gets the
Curry
first
with the
down,
first.
just inside the 2-yard line. Of course, Joe Burrow will be watching, and undoubtedly he'll be cheering for Ohio State. The city harbors no ill will.
You are a true warrior with all your live
the
videos.
Buckeyes had a great experience there. He wants a rushing touchdown, and he has it. He's
rushing
touchdown.
touchdown.
7, and now he's rushed for 1.
By Burrows. 55-14.
From Justin Jefferson and Chris Curry. Good blocking on the right side of the line. Then watch Jefferson and Curry both get behind him and help him into the end zone.
Now, that is a play I definitely would not have run in this situation. You really want him to take a shot at the goal line with the score like this when you're on your way to play for a national title?
Quarterback sneak's a safe play. You're low to the ground. You're going down low. You're not going to take a direct shot.
Yeah, Clemson LSU
like
would be a dream bowl.
6'5" quarterback. Probably like to score a touchdown for Penn State every now and then.
The guy's dad was a defensive coordinator. He loves mixing it up a little bit.
All right. The touchdown is under review.
Well, it might not be a touchdown yet. They're going to take a look at it. This could be critical. I would say he's comfortably in.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. You know, we were talking earlier, Tolly mentioned Steve Ensminger saying, you know, it's hard to list all of his great attributes, Burrows, but he started with toughness, with the durability.
Yeah, I think he's
I mean, he's 6'4", got great size, 215,
Bill,
great
still,
competitor,
what is going
team
on?
leader, teammates love him, accurate
It's
as
all
all
over,
get
but
out.
the
He's going to
shouting?
have the most accurate season quite likely in the history of college football in terms of completion percentage. What doesn't he have? I mean, some people say he doesn't have the rocket arm
Richard
like a
says
Trevor Lawrence or somebody like that, but he has enough arm.
He definitely has
All right,
plenty
it's
enough arm
confirmed. It
to
is
be
the touchdown.
excellent at the next level. What he has
Richard says Jamar Chase looks
is
like
his
Keenan
probably his
Allen.
greatest
I
quality
was
in
not
terms
a
of
fan
going to the next
Sterling
level
Shepard.
is he is such a fast processor. I mean, he sees, recognizes,
Did I just hear the fat
understands
lady
things,
singing?
makes
Says
the adjustment,
Jeffrey?
sees through the chaos. All that kind of stuff is what's going to make him great.
He's like you. He's so good at everything it kind of bothers me a little bit.
No.
Yes.
Well, that's very kind, Sean.
Well,
Brandon, that's okay.
Great college quarterback,
That's
a
an okay
first-round
comment.
pick, academic All-American, distinguished
Yeah, that's
alum
a
at Penn State. I
proverbial,
could go on and
what
on.
do you call it?
And I'm just trying to read this as you wrote it out for me. Your handwriting's a little tough. Extra point good by Cade York.
Well, here's what Joe Burrow, we talked about the open. Now, how do you want to defend him? Because he can beat you in a lot of ways. He can beat you with his legs. Most of the time, when he runs for first downs. If you get pressure on him, he's going to find the matchup. He's going to buy time, and he's going to find your weakness and your weak link. This time they went after the freshman, Woody Washington. If you drop 3, or rush 3 and drop 8. He's just going to buy time. He's
Wow.
not going to panic. He's
6 seconds,
move.
7
He's
seconds.
Keep his eyes downfield,
Almost
find an
8
open
seconds.
receiver, and get him the football.
Oklahoma's letting Burrows have. That's
That's
insane.
Before you have a chance to get to him and make a play. And he's done that game in and game out this entire season. And that's why he's the Heisman Trophy winner.
Terrific athlete.
Oh, you're talking about Epinenza?
Mr. Football in Ohio, the
Epinenza is
Gatorade
a good
Ohio Player of the Year. He
edge
was
player.
also an all-state point guard in basketball. Turned down some mid-major scholarship offers to play Division I basketball.
Tablet says, I'll allow myself to feel
Kickoff
sorry
is
for
a
Oklahoma. 30 seconds
touchback,
before
and
the end of the fourth.
he's clutch not only on the football field, but the teams have some social activities together.
Oh, there is some copyrighted music. I do got to mute the audio real quick. As soon as the game resumes, I do resume the audio. I appreciate you guys for being patient. Yeah, Epinenza was all over the field yesterday.
But I think
right,
he hadn't shot a basketball in a while either. I mean, so it wasn't like he's been practicing for that event.
You really don't think you have a question that Holly can't answer, do you?
I know she knows the answer.
Hurts a deep throw through the hands of C.D. Lamb. Holly, what say you?
I asked Joe about that basketball shooting display, and he said, I was pretty impressed with myself, actually, because I haven't picked up a basketball
Yeah, he
in
does
2
remind me of Cam
years.
Jordan
He
a
had
little
not
bit.
taken a shot in 2 years, went up there and just jacked up those three-point shots. That's what kind of athlete Joe Burrow is, and pretty confident, too. He was just like, I got this.
That's what kind of competitor he is. I mean, that's, you know, he is an uber competitor. And, you know, I think that, to me, the first day he practiced with LSU when he got here 2 years ago, at the end of practice, they ran 16 110 sprints. And he was running with his position groups, and he won every sprint. And the next day, he won every sprint. And he just endeared himself to his football team that he was going to be that kind of a leader and that kind of a competitor in everything he did.
Jalen Hurts, tackled by Patrick Queen and Glenn Logan. Well, he admitted, because he arrived late, basically a year and a half ago. If you don't know the story, very
Trey
highly
Flowers
recruited.
would be crazy.
Out of Athens,
Or
Ohio.
Chase Young and
Mr. Football in Ohio.
Trey Flowers.
Went to Ohio State. Redshirted his first year. Backed up J.T. Barrett for 2. Got in only 10 games. No starts. Threw 39 passes. Was in a competition the next year in spring ball with Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins beat him out. Had a great year and was drafted in the first round by Washington.
Do it
when he realized
myself,
it was going to be another year on the bench.
Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate that, brother.
After spring ball and wound up at LSU.
Lamb with the first and more.
Stepping across midfield and chopped down at the 46-yard line by Cameron Lewis, a backup junior from Monroe, Louisiana. He had a nice year last year, Burrow. We'll get back to it in a moment. Let's watch this play.
It's just a great route. He ran the inside and came back out on Kerry Vincent Jr. Did a beautiful job finding some space, and he's not had a lot of space in the ball game.
MonStar Sports and Entertainment. MonStar Molly will be streaming the World Juniors
intended for Charleston
hockey
Rambo.
at 1 p.m.
And Christian
USA
Fulton
versus Russia.
Broke it up. For a long time, it looked like Joe Burrow was going to go to Cincinnati. Luke Fickell,
that's right.
The relatively new head coach at Cincinnati, had been at Ohio State for a long time, and Joe took a visit down to the Bayou and just felt so comfortable. He and his family believed in Coach O. Coach O promised him. He said, we can't do it this year, but we're going to change the offense. Make it more in tune with today's passing attacks. He lived up to that promise. Jeremiah Hall,
I think Coach O taught him how to eat crawfish too. I think he kind of liked that.
Well,
I mean, that would, you know,
I think it's hard to know who's more popular right now in the state of Louisiana, right? Coach O or Joe Burrow?
Unbelievable.
They could both be elected to anything they wanted to be. Ed Orgeron, Louisiana native, Rose, Louisiana, grew up an LSU fan. It's not just about second chances for Joe Burrow. It's about that for Coach O as well.
Yeah.
Got a chance to be the head coach at Ole Miss. 3 very tough years there. Won only 10 games. He admitted he didn't do a good job. It was too hard
Oklahoma
on the people
with
around
the
him.
first
He can't
down.
coach the whole team like defensive lineman, which was his position group for much of his career as an assistant. That's Austin Stogner with the catch.
There's
then he was
the
at
toilet
USC.
bowl.
He's the interim coach. They go
Jeffrey says
6-2.
next
He
year,
thinks he's going to
Super
get that
Bowl,
job.
Lions and Browns.
He doesn't. He was devastated. Wound up at LSU as an assistant. They dismissed Les Miles. He gets the interim job again. Goes 6-2 again. But at the end of that year, there's all kinds of speculation that Tom Herman was going to be the
I heard
coach.
that guy screaming.
Very successful
saying,
coach at the University of
harder.
Houston, who opted for Texas instead. Charleston Rambo near the first down line.
Just a yard short of first down.
So what a story is. I mean, here's a guy who, relatively late in his career, gets the chance to have his dream job. Wasn't sure he was going to keep it. He kept it, and you can't be happier for somebody. I mean, to have your dream job and have it go like this is awesome. And one of the real likable people in college football, who is much as he's enjoying this performance by his team, his heart is aching today for his dear friend Steve Ensminger and his family.
Well, right now, and the message
Jalen
that
Hurts
he
with a huge
and Dave Aranda, the defensive coordinator,
for
have
loss.
preached to their defense over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
About 3 or 4
we have
yards
to do a
on
better
that
job
play.
at finishing games, finishing the fourth quarter in particular. They got the big lead. That's all well and good, but we need to finish the job that we started. Kerry Vincent Jr.
LSU
a little banged up at the end of that play.
Down.
And right now, I think that's the biggest thing that Coach Orgeron wants to see, is he wants to see his defense finish what they started.
Media timeout.
All right, there's a media timeout. So I do have to mute the game audio for commercials and copyrighted music. As soon as the game resumes, I do resume the audio. I appreciate you guys for being patient. I wouldn't mind that one Pride Kenobi. That dude was everywhere today. Yeah, Brendan Wallace, I don't like ads either. All right, we'll be resuming the game here shortly. And
what a beautiful venue this is. Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, opened in 2017. Site of last season's Super Bowl. The Patriots went over the Rams. There's the national championship game. The Alabama memorable overtime win against Georgia was here. The Final Four in college basketball will be here in April.
Beautiful place. Beautiful booth.
It's a fantastic booth.
You know, during that timeout, both Dave Aranda and Ed Orgeron were both on the field talking to defensive players, wanting a stop here on this third down play in a big way.
It's 3rd down and 3. Oklahoma driving, trailing 56-14 in the third quarter. Jalen Hurts on target. Jaden Hazelwood the catch.
First down, Oklahoma.
An impressive recruiting class, true freshman wide receivers, because they've had so many terrific wide receivers come out of here in recent years. They're now a destination spot for the top wide receiver recruits in high school football.
Yeah, 3 of them in the same class, all 4 or 5-star guys, and course, a guy like CeeDee Lamb is an attractive reason to come here.
Hazelwood, a 5-star recruit. Terry Vincent's back on the field in the LSU secondary. Jalen Hurts.
Oh, my goodness.
It is batted in the air and out of bounds. Grant Delpit deflected
right into
it.
the hands of Delpit.
Yeah, Delpit was just kind of mirroring Jalen Hurts on that play. Kind of running with him and got his hands on the football.
Jalen's from the Houston area, as is Grant Delpit. We talked to Grant yesterday. He was looking forward to playing against CeeDee Lamb. They grew up together. They played Little League football together in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. He said we were undefeated for 3 years. Not a big surprise when you have those two on the same team.
LSU.
They played 7-on-7 football together for Team Texas Elite. Grant thought he might be a part of shadowing, helping to double cover CeeDee Lamb if it was necessary today. Jalen Hurts, the ball carrier, down after a short gain.
Copyright music going on right now. And we're back.
The 7-on-7 teams I understand, but the travel 6th, 7th, and 8th, that's pretty incredible.
Delpit, big part of the history of defensive backs now at LSU. They call themselves DBU, and understandably so. TJ Pledger wrestled down by Jacob Phillips.
No gain.
Lost his helmet. He's LSU's leading tackler for the season, a junior from Nashville. Grant Delpit told us when he won the Thorpe Award, he was slightly surprised because he was injured for a lot of the year with a bad ankle. First
Jeffrey,
person to text him was Patrick Peterson.
Packers beat the Lions, and the Redskins
Cardinals
beat the
won that
Cowboys.
award for LSU back in 2010.
Then the Detroit Lions will have the number 2 overall pick in the 2020 draft.
They've had a lot of great safeties who didn't win that award, and he felt very honored, very privileged to be one who did.
Epinenza's a beast for Iowa.
Also, he did win the Bednarik Award. Don't want to leave out our colleague Ryan Clark. We are going to miss several because they've had many, many greats. Jalen Hurts avoided the rush, trying to pick up a block.
Jalen Hurts. It is called a touchdown. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, just a great play by Jalen Hurts. Eluding the rush. I mean, Jacoby Stevens came unblocked. Watch Jacoby Stevens. He's going to come right here unblocked. And Jalen Hurts has got to escape from him. First of all,
he's a freak athlete.
He gets a little bit of a block from right.
I would like to see a little bit more,
but he knew how to get
hand fighting and being able to engage, disengage quicker.
Gave us a great shot
but
of it right
overall,
there.
He's a freak athlete. Very coachable, and you'd be happy on day one.
So here's Gabe Burkich. Oh boy, are they going to review this? No, it's a false start.
False start. Number 52, offense. 5-yard penalty. We will play the try.
Tyrese Robinson called for the penalty. So this is going to be the last game of Jalen Hurts' college career, and it's really hard to
I haven't made a thumbnail yet
the word
for
unique
it,
is
but I am considering it.
Well, he uses himself the word unprecedented. He's said that many times in describing his journey and, you know, the success he had at Alabama and then what happened to him there and then the success he's had here. And it really is unprecedented.
We got copyright music and commercials. I'll be back, I'll bring the audio back as soon as the game resumes. Appreciate you guys for being patient. Yeah, buffed up. That's because it is 56-20. Or 56-20. Or I'm sorry, 21. I forgot they scored the extra point. I am seriously considering Clemson and Ohio State. And maybe just do the Pistons and Spurs for for the second half of that game. But I have not, what do you call it? I have not did my thumbnails yet, so I'm not 100% sure yet. Nathan Hall, this is what I do. This is my channel, so do not tell me to stop talking. And if you got a problem with that, goodbye. People gonna come into my channel and tell me what to do. Like, you don't make no sense, dude. Now, if you want to be in here and have some fun, then let's have some fun. If not, take a hike. Because everyone in here has fun. Dude wants to be all butthurt because I'm talking over the commentary. Well, we have fun. If you don't like it, go get cable. And go watch it your darn self. Appreciate that, Richard. Appreciate that, Dion. I mean, I just hate people that are rude. It's like, you know, it's crazy.
For 20. He's thrown 32 touchdown passes this season. A distinguished club of 30 touchdown passes and 20 rushing touchdowns in one season. Tim Tebow, Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, Heisman Trophy winners all, and of course Jalen Hurts, the runner-up this year for the Heisman, to Joe Burrow. Gabe Burkett,
what is going on?
A touchback.
Gary
Here's Laura
Dickens?
Rutledge.
Well, Sean, a lot of people wonder what will Jalen Hurts' NFL future look like, and there's this idea that's floating around the league a little bit that really would be very interesting. Let's say the Baltimore Ravens were to draft Jalen Hurts. They've got Lamar Jackson, obviously the MVP, already as their quarterback. You put Jalen Hurts in that backfield as a running back type who can also throw the ball. What would that look like? And maybe it could usher in even more of a new age offense in the NFL. We're already seeing some of that change. But one NFL GM I talked to, guys, said that they think that the Lamar Jackson era and what he's brought to the table helps a guy like Jalen Hurts for these NFL teams to see that you don't have to be necessarily a traditional quarterback to be able to have success at that next level.
Justin Jefferson, the catch, and Woody Washington, the tackle. Well, why not just be a quarterback?
Right. I think that's the point. The last point Laura was making is that I think the success that Lamar Jackson has had, the success that Cam Newton had when he was healthy, I think there's other guys that have allowed you to, to project quarterbacks differently than you ever used to. The prototype for an NFL quarterback, Kyler Murray, it's completely different than what it used to be.
Another catch for Jefferson. He's
with
now
the first
set the
down.
Peach Bowl record for receiving yards in a game. And he has tied the record for catches in a game. 13 receptions matches DeAndre Hopkins of Clemson in the Peach Bowl in 2012. And his 221 receiving yards passes Travis Rudolph of Florida State in 2015 in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
In bake time.
Joe Burrow's still out there.
Yes, they are.
With his team up by 35 and 3
hey,
minutes
I appreciate
change
your
to go in the
service,
third
Dion.
quarter. He's on
Salute
target
to you,
again.
brother. You are the real hero.
Short of the first down. Just to follow up what you were saying, what Laura was reporting on, I exchanged text messages with John Harbaugh this morning. And I said, how about Jalen Hurts? Maybe as a backup to Lamar Jackson. Nobody's going to beat out Lamar Jackson, at least not next year. And they, like all their quarterbacks, they have RG3 there. He said, would think a good idea. Haven't really watched him, but I know he's a great player.
Yeah.
Shout out to all military personnel.
I mean, doesn't that make sense if that's the offense you're going to run?
Heroes
have another guy
who can do that.
He's not as fast as Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And he's a much improved thrower, as we've talked about all day long. And kudos to John Harbaugh, Greg Roman, and that staff. They've crafted an offense. Coaching is about taking advantage of the skill set of your players. That's what the Ravens have done. That is what LSU has done this season. Stephon Sullivan, the first down. They're the first team in the history of the SEC with a 4,000-yard passer and a 1,000-yard rusher and 2 1,000-yard receivers.
I know. Yeah, it's unbelievable
we
what
keep
they've
a
done.
clean chat, fellas.
Again, the consistency and the efficiency
For one, we got ladies in
that
the
they've
chat,
operated at.
And two,
they've not had a bad game.
Have,
I mean, they didn't have a down
kids
game
in the chat, so
ever.
we got to keep a clean chat.
Offensively.
Burrow after the play fake. They're spreading it around now. This is Torrey Carter with just his second catch of the season. Junior from Valdosta, Georgia. His dad, James, is an All-American.
Appreciate your service,
Georgia Southern.
Go.
You know, we saw them against Ole Miss towards the end of the year, and that was a bad game for them defensively. They gave up over 600 yards of offense to Ole Miss, and a lot of that to the quarterback in the run game. They made adjustments, they made improvements, but their offense was incredible that night, too. They could have scored 100 if they wanted to. And they just have not had an off night from start to finish offensively.
And they won that game 58-37, despite more than 400 yards rushing and 600 yards plus of offense for
got a first down.
LSU.
Rebels.
Ty Davis Price, the ball carrier. I think that one you can understand a little bit. Was right after the huge win at Alabama. And David Rand admitted he thought the focus was a little off and that he didn't do a good enough job within the game of adjusting to the great job Ole Miss was doing.
I appreciate you guys.
With the quarterback run game. Rich Rodriguez, the coordinator, had a great plan that night.
Bell.
John Rice Plumlee is really fast.
23 away from a milestone.
I would be surprised if we see Mr. Burrow in the fourth quarter.
This has to be his last hurrah here.
His dad, Jimmy, retired from coaching to come watch his son play. And boy, was that a good decision.
Oh, off the tip of Jefferson's fingers. That was a touchdown-saving drop.
Touchdown.
Well, they had the matchup again. Inside slot against Justin Broyles, a safety. That one just a little bit wide on the throw by Joe Burrow.
Bench him immediately. Did you see the feature on the Burrows on game day this morning?
I did not, no.
You know, it was very emotional when Robin Burrow talked about, you know, Jimmy Burrow's decision to walk away. Very highly regarded coach, 15 years, the defensive coordinator of Ohio U with Frank Solich. Said it really showed Joe how much we love him, care about him, and she got very emotional talking about it. Timeout, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
All right, that is their first.
A very close family. Jimmy was a terrific player at Nebraska, played professionally for 6 years.
LSU still has all three. We got 19 seconds in the third quarter. It is 56-21. Ricardo Tejada, what is going on? Says, how are you goons watching the game? For one, we're not goons. And two, I bring in the game audio for you guys. You cannot watch the game on YouTube. You will get shut down because copyright reasons. Do not play. There's possible jail time, possible fines, and YouTube will give you a strike, and that shuts down your streaming days for 90 days, and that will not happen for me. So that means I wouldn't be able to do the NFL playoffs, any more of the bowl games, and also March Madness and NBA Finals. So there will never be games showing on my channel. But if you want to rock with us, have some fun. Definitely appreciate you. And I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. Joseph Marshall, how do you like them Saints beating the Vikings? Nathan Hall, you could go kick rocks because you are out of here. Goodbye. You want to talk about that mess? Ain't got no time for your sorry butt. You're a sick, pathetic fool. Absolutely, Jeffrey. They probably still live with their mama at 45 years old.
Oh, in Cartersville, Georgia.
In the Atlanta suburbs.
Unbelievable. Two of the best
Absolutely,
in the business.
T. Anderson.
Two of the most highly recruited players in the country. You're in high school. Ty Davis Price got
That's what the Sports Movement Network and TSMN is all about.
Made his way to the 23-yard line.
We have fun.
That game tonight is going to be really fascinating because
we have some fun.
You've got two of the best.
We build a community and
two
a
of the best
family.
quarterbacks. I don't think Ohio State's
Haters
seen
can
a
hate.
team
We
this
don't
year
give a
the
darn
caliber
about
of
them.
Clemson, and Clemson certainly hasn't seen a team the caliber of.
All right, we got some copywritten music. I do got to mute it. That is the end of the third. As soon as the game resumes, I will bring back the audio. Appreciate you guys all for being patient. Bill Still says you gave that fool a public spanking. Hey, sometimes they need it. Go ask a lot of the people that were showing the games. You know, go ask them what happened to them. They got it shut down and a copyright strike, so they're done for 90 days. So who's really the fool? That clown said that God hates me because I don't show the game and I'm a lame. Appreciate that, Brennan. You are being requested, LOL. James Willis. Okay. I will be right back, you guys. You guys could talk amongst yourselves, and I will be right back. I will bring the game audio as soon as the third quarter resumes. If I am not back on time, though. What's going on, Fun NBA?
And I think they're going to try for one more connection between those two guys.
Oh, he fumbles the football. And now a battle for it, and LSU got it back. Looked like Ed Ingram recovered it, the guard. And that play right there would be enough to get
absolutely
Joe Burrow out of the game.
Well, they get away with a face mask right there that should have been called. He readjusts himself, and then he loses the football as he's hit from behind by Jalen Redmond. But yeah, the hit after the fumble. Try the field goal here. I don't think we'll see any more of those guys.
It's Cade York, true freshman. As you see, he's had an excellent year. Last year, at the beginning of the year, we did the game against Miami. They had brought in Cole Tracy from Assumption College to solve miserable kicking problems the year before. And Tracy had a historic year.
All right, I am back. Sorry about that.
14-19. There's a problem with the down box.
3 more problems than that.
We're trying to repair at the present time.
Keep us posted on that, Stu. But he said Cole Tracy's been a great resource to him this season. They talk from time to time.
You do a great job at Media Day just getting down and dirty with the kickers.
You know, no one talks to the kickers. They sit there all by themselves. Well, and you never know if it might come down to a game-deciding kick. I think that seems unlikely here today.
But you have the stories if you need them.
Well,
oops. Oh, got a doinker.
Cole Tracy told him to try to keep it between the uprights. I mean, how about this young man? He's 18. They go to Alabama. It's a tight game. He goes 2 for 2 with 2 field goals.
LSU's kicker hit a doinker.
Plus. That was a 46-yard attempt off the left upright.
Plenty of legs. Just stayed out to the left.
Who opened that door?
That was some of your best analysis.
Thank you.
There.
There was a breeze in here.
You know, one of the things you should find out the more you are around kickers and punters is the importance now of these camps. You know, Cole's kicking.
Yep.
These young men, a lot of them go to these camps.
And long snappers, too. I mean, they're part of that.
There are long snapping camps.
Yep.
But these kicking clinics, they rate kickers and punters around the country. A lot of the colleges rely on that.
Hey, I remember Doink the Clown.
Good throw by Jalen Hurts. Theo Weiss, another one of those very highly recruited freshman wide receivers. He's out of Allen, Texas. He was an Under Armour All-American and a 4-star recruit. He has a gain of 21.
Well, you know, you talk about what Lincoln Riley would talk to his team in the locker room at halftime. Hey, let's play 30 minutes. Let's see if we can win the third quarter. They didn't necessarily win it, but they played even. Both teams scored a touchdown. They had about the same amount of yards. And a nice play here to start the fourth quarter.
Appreciate that, Brennan. Yes, we are 79 away from 1,000.
Down the depth chart now, there's Drake Stoops,
we are 22
son of the
away from another
winningest coach
milestone
at Oklahoma. Bob.
New Year's Day, I'll probably be doing Oregon and Wisconsin. Possibly even Georgia and Baylor.
All that action live on ESPN and the ESPN app. You can watch
anywhere. I remember
anywhere.
Homie the Clown too. Homie don't play
Baylor
that.
Only lost 2 games the whole season, both to Oklahoma. They lost the game in Waco when they had the big lead. They led by 25 points at one point. An incredible second half comeback led by Jalen Hurts, and then the Big 12 championship game in overtime when they got down to their third quarterback. And Oklahoma found a way to win that one in overtime as well.
Well, I thought, most people thought it was going to be a long shot for Oklahoma to win the game. But to me, Todd, they lost it really before they ever got here.
Yeah.
You know, when their leading sacker, Ronnie Perkins, their backup running back, Ramondre Stevenson,
says, go dog.
their suspended Trajan Bridges, special teams player, backup wide receivers, Hazelwood. Aaron Turner Yell gets hurt. You know, they just didn't have enough depth to overcome that, and it's just from a karma standpoint, it felt like a bad vibe. But we talked to Alex Rich yesterday. He said, you know, I worry that our lack of depth will be exposed on defense.
That is hilarious, Bill. Still,
especially in the secondary. That's where he was most concerned,
and be a millionaire.
And that's where they've been hurt the most.
Actually, it's not if that doesn't happen like that.
No
YouTube actually
reasons
takes a
given
lot
for the suspensions
AdSense and stuff like that.
As Laura Rutledge
but
mentioned
any little bit does help. I do want a new microphone and a couple things added to.
It would have made a huge difference, but they would have been more competitive.
Like I do want to get a webcam.
Absolutely. I mean, your second leading tackler, your leading rusher.
So then I'll be able to,
at the end of the play.
You guys be able to see my face
Phillips,
and
the leading
see the
tackler,
reactions
and again, in the fourth quarter of a game like this.
What's going on, Joe?
Those are the kind you feel. I know that Jalen Hurts is a tough guy, and his durability
MonStar. What's going on, brother?
Lincoln Riley about it. He says it's different. It's very different. His durability, that he can come back
they have a blast
week in and week out after
they
running
are
the football and taking
members of
hits like
TSMN
that.
Entertainment.
Very unusual young man.
It's been a record-setting night for him as well. He's on target to Nick Basquin with Jalen Hurts' 39 yards rushing. He has passed. There's the backup quarterback Miles Brennan warming up for LSU. He's passed Jack Mildren for the single-season rushing yards mark by a quarterback. They've had a lot of great running quarterbacks at Oklahoma. Mildren's mark had lasted since 1971. And with Jalen's 2 rushing touchdowns tonight, that's 20, tying Mildren's record from the same season for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback.
MonStar, it looks like
all right.
We were all unlucky. Congratulations
Just
to the
about to
Gridiron
the edge.
Blitz.
Damone Clark throws him down with the whistles blowing.
A lot of starters still in the ball game defensively for LSU, and they're rotating defensive linemen trying to keep fresh. Again, one of the problems they had this year, they would play really good for moments and quarters and halves. They did not finish some games, and Dave Aranda, that's what his primary focus is right now. We need to finish this game on a high note and get ready for the next one. It's not just winning, it's physically dominating and finishing the job that we started.
4th down and 2, 10-10 to go. 4th quarter, play clock running out, so Jalen Hurts uses a timeout.
Yeah, Lincoln
all right,
Riley
Oklahoma uses their second timeout.
So let's talk about it.
With 1 remaining, it is 4th and 2, 10:07 remaining in the game. Do you play video games? I do. But, you know, as of right now, I have such a busy schedule with YouTube and real life work that it does make it a little difficult too. Jeffrey Russell says, I bet Jalen Hurts in the morning. Oh, that's right. Iserman comes back to play the guys he drafted with the guys he drafted. Friendly find the attached file. Iserman realizes now he's gonna have to roll up his sleeves. Yeah, I think this year for the Detroit Red Wings, it's, you know, you got to tear it, you know, well, first of all, see what you have. You know, after that, now you could tear it down if it needs to be, and finally put it together a real product. I trust Steve Yzerman. I think the Detroit Red Wings are in good hands.
Tonight, Chase Young.
4th down and 2 for Oklahoma. Hurts with time, has his receiver. It's Drake Stoops, and he's to the goal line and loses the ball.
I actually thought his knee was down before he even got towards the end zone.
That's the call. The official, the far side of the field, running in.
I mean, regardless of who came up with the football, I thought his knee was down before the ball came out.
Fun NBA.
We talked to Lincoln Riley about Drake Stoops earlier this year. Said he's a playmaker.
Yeah.
He's trying to make a play, get in the end zone. Bob Stoops, of course, Lincoln Riley's predecessor. He hired Lincoln Riley to be the offensive coordinator in 2015. And Riley promoted by Joe Castiglione, the athletic director, when Bob Stoops retired. Christian Fulton knocked the ball out.
By the defense. That play is under further review.
All right, we got an official review.
He's fighting for extra yardage, fighting for the goal line. See, there his knee is down before the ball goes anywhere. I think it's going to be Oklahoma ball at about the 1 yard line, 1.5 yard line.
Yeah.
The knee down.
And Christian Fulton ripped the football out, but Drake Stoops was down before that happened.
Dad Bob's going to coach in the XFL.
Yeah.
Dallas team. Here's a look from the AT&T pylon camera.
Shout out to the XFL and shout out to the Gridiron Blitz. Congratulations, brother.
We literally have a camera.
If you guys are not subscribed to the Gridiron Blitz
here at Mercedes-Benz
He'll be doing the XFL.
You know, this possession, Laura gave the report about Jalen Hurts and NFL and what teams might be thinking. Even though this game is out of reach, this last possession has been a good possession for Jalen Hurts because he has thrown the ball well, and it's been primarily throwing the football, and LSU doesn't have backups in. They have starters in, and he's staying in the pocket. He's run a couple times, but he's made some nice accurate throws.
Well, you and I did their opening game against Houston, Jalen's first game, when he had a huge debut against the Houston Cougars, set the total offense record in a debut by any Oklahoma quarterback. We talked to Lincoln Riley, and he said part of the preseason he used the word robot, try to coach the robot out of him. He thought Jalen was a little bit mechanical, and they've done that. We asked Lincoln yesterday, do you think that's been accomplished? He said absolutely, and he does look like a more fluid thrower than he was prior to his time in Oklahoma, and they meant no disrespect to the Alabama folks when they said that.
After further review, the runner's knee was down with the ball just inside the 1 yard line. It will be first and goal for Oklahoma from that spot.
Ball's reversed.
Please reset the game clock to 10 minutes and 1 second. 10:01 and started on my signal.
You know, the thing that gets lost, too, and we brought the point up when we had Oklahoma a couple weeks ago in the Big 12 championship game, but you know, you look at the guys before him that both won Heisman trophies, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray. They have multiple years in this system with Lincoln Riley. The guys that are coming after, whether it's Tanner Mordecai, Spencer Rattler, they'll have multiple years with Lincoln Riley. He had less than 1 year. I mean, he got here late. He had to absorb a whole new system, new teammates,
definitely an MVP.
New everything. And what he did in that amount of time is really pretty remarkable. A voted team captain.
That's the thing that meant the most to Jalen. T.J. Pledger, the touchdown for Oklahoma.
And we got an Oklahoma touchdown.
And Jalen Hurts said, we talked to him a number of times.
Pledger,
it almost sounded as if he was saying
touchdown?
of all the things he's accomplished, he was most proud of that. That in a short period of time, he had earned the respect and belief of his new teammates to be a captain.
Well, I'll guarantee you who you earn the respect of right away, the strength coach. Anywhere he goes in a weight room, I mean, he does impressive things in the weight room. And that is a
600-pound plus squatter.
Yeah, that gets people's attention.
That's a light day for him. Gabe Burkich, still no announcer whammy. Trying to finish the season without missing a kick. No kicker at Oklahoma.
All right, we got copyrighted music, so I do have to mute the game audio. As soon as the game resumes, I do resume the audio. I appreciate you guys for being patient. Appreciate the 149 in the building. Hopefully we can get those thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Smash that notification bell, set it to all. Because here, we might be doing the Pistons and Spurs. Also, maybe the Clemson and Ohio State. And then tomorrow, we'll be doing the Chargers and Chiefs, Redskins and Cowboys, 49ers and Seahawks. I believe the Sooners will make a run upset time. I see you're an optimist, Gary. What's going on, Blackbird? Appreciation for coming through. Says it's over, OU fans. Crying face. Bill still says Oklahoma halfway there.
That is his career high, passing the 489 he threw for at Ole Miss in mid-November. The total yards, the 8 touchdowns, responsible for 7 touchdown passes and 1 rushing. Both single game records in the college football playoff, now in its 6th year. The 7 touchdown passes matching the most that anybody's ever thrown in a bowl game. And by the way, now 55 touchdown passes for the year. Only one man has ever thrown more in a season in major college football. Colt Brennan of Hawaii, the record 58 2006. There are only 7 men who have ever thrown 50 or more in a season. Fair catch made by Trey Palmer. Here's Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, Ed Orgeron grew up in Louisiana, just across the bayou from where he will take this team to the national championship in New Orleans. I spoke to his mom today, Coco Orgeron. She's 77 years old. She is home in La Rose, Louisiana, watching. She said Ed was a very smart little boy. He loved to play outside. Whether you were 3, 12, or 17, everyone grew up playing outside. And he said if you cried, you had to go home. She said yes, he did have that very deep voice as a very young little boy.
Much imitated. There's Miles Brennan now in at quarterback, the backup. He hands it off to Chris Curry. Brennan, a sophomore from Long Beach, Mississippi. He was a top prospect coming out of high school. Not a lot of playing time this year behind Joe Burrow.
For Chris Curry, that was his 12th carry of the game. He had 10 game appearances in his career coming into today. But the most he ever carried in a game was 6 times. So he's doubled that today in relief of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And, you know, for them now, they've got almost 2 weeks to get him.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the battle of the Tigers,
such a big part, a critical
national
part
title game
of their offense. And really, regardless of who wins that game tonight in the desert, they both have outstanding defensive football teams.
Curry's looked good. And he's refusing to go down. And he gets a little help from Torrey Carter. And wound up at the 49-yard line. By Edwards-Helaire loves it. Well, we've had the return of beast mode in the NFL this week, and that was reminiscent of Marshawn Lynch.
And for LSU, I mean, Joe Burrow is out. All the top flight receivers are out, but it's still the same starting 5 offensive line up there right now, grinding it out here in the 4th quarter. Led by their center, Lloyd Cushenberry, who is super smart leader of that offensive line, great communicator of the guys around him. And when you go 5-man protection as much as they do, you better have a center that's on the ball.
What is going
Curry,
on, Annette?
Crosses midfield. One of the few negatives today for LSU, the loss of Damian Lewis, second team All Southeastern Conference right guard, left early in the game with what Holly tells us is a right ankle injury.
Yeah, I heard the breaking news.
The offensive line continues along. Ed Ingram's done a very nice job coming in. As we said, he is a starter in previous games this year and would be on many teams around the country. Midway through the 4th quarter. Brennan, Eagle RPO action, and an accurate throw to Derek Dillon. His 14th catch of the year. Senior from Franklinton, Louisiana.
Same play that Joe Burrow threw his first touchdown of the ball game to Justin Jefferson. They're just kind of have the inside zone run. If that safety comes up, they throw the slant behind him. It's a run pass option, and Miles Brennan did a nice job reading it and delivering the football.
Brian Smith says Tigers, LSU, Saints, absolutely.
Right now, LSU wants to run the football, run the clock, use as much of the play clock as they can.
Speaking of
I imagine they snap it inside of 10 seconds on the play clock.
Chris Sabo
and all the rest of this football game.
Coach at Akron. Iowa smash.
Derek Dillon again. You saw the big smile on his face after the catch a moment ago. He has a first down. Woody Washington made the tackle. That's 667 yards of offense for LSU. That is a team record in the college football playoff. Oregon had 639 against Florida State January 1st of 2015. One of the oddities taught about the playoff, Reese Davis mentioned this on game day this morning. Semifinals are not very competitive.
Right. They have not been.
The first 5 years prior to this, obviously 10 semifinal games, only 2 decided by single digits. I think we're going to have a close one tonight in the Valley of the Sun.
So too.
Ohio State and Clemson. Ryan Day trying to remain undefeated as a head coach. Larry Coker, Miami, the last to go undefeated in his first full season as a head coach.
You know, we've talked about this at our production meeting. It's pretty amazing when you consider Ed Orgeron and all 4 of the head coaches. Very unique how they all got here. Ed Orgeron was an interim coach, got promoted, wasn't necessarily the first choice or the flashiest choice. Turned out to be a great hire. Dabo Swinney, same thing. Was an interim coach when Bowden was fired and he took over, and then Terry Don Phillips, the athletic director, made him. He had only been a wide receiver coach, never been a coordinator. Made Dabo Swinney the head coach. He's had an incredible record, a couple national championships. Ryan Day, Lincoln Riley, both guys were hired to be offensive coordinators. The guy ahead of them decided to retire before people thought they would, and they promoted from within. And all 4 guys have been phenomenal hires.
And Lincoln Riley was little known.
That's right.
And Bob Stoops took him from East Carolina, where he was an offensive coordinator, to be the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma. And all he's done is have the best first-year start, second-year start, and 3-year start in Oklahoma history in terms of number of wins. Unfortunately, he's going to end the 3rd year in a row at 12-2, racing McMath down to the 6-yard line.
It's kind of odd because my Michigan squad actually switched. Like, we're better in basketball now, and we're not as good as in football.
Bud Wilkinson and Benny Owen and Chuck Fairbanks and Barry Switzer.
And little brother's still bad at
Bob
football.
Stoops.
And is better at, obviously they got the GOAT for coaches in college basketball. There is another LSU touchdown.
True freshman. I think he thought he'd be more involved in the action.
John Emery, a 6-yard touchdown rush. 9 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 40 seconds on that drive.
Said the other day in the local paper here, this is going to be my coming out part.
Yeah. Not quite yet. He's a highly recruited guy. He's a great speed. Probably the most speed of those other 3 running backs that we've seen tonight. How about the story that Lincoln Riley told us yesterday, that when he was at East Carolina, he thinks he was the first guy to offer Joe Burrow a scholarship?
Yes. He said they had played a...
All right, we got copyrighted music, so I do got to mute the audio for copyrighted music. As soon as the game resumes, I do resume the audio. Appreciate you guys for being patient. He should be banned from football. Eastern Michigan quarterback punched a ref at the end of the game. Yeah, he should definitely be banned from football. Like, no NFL, no, what do you call it? No more college. Like, completely gone. Bye. Kind of thing. I most definitely hope Drew Brees wins the Super Bowl this year. All right, everybody. I did get my thumbnail ready. So as soon as this game goes off, I will be doing the Clemson and Buckeyes for you guys. And then after the Fiesta Bowl, I will catch the end of the Pistons and Spurs. Absolutely, Bill Still. Oh, absolutely. And say some prayers for Coach Emerson's family. His daughter-in-law was killed in the plane crash today. Absolutely. As soon as I heard that, I definitely, what do you call it? I was doing the, what game was I doing? I was doing Memphis and Penn State. And I literally, what do you call it? Muted my mic, the game audio, and literally we took a moment of silence for that. That never want to hear that, you know, somebody passed away. You know, so prayers up to the Emery family. And the game is on ESPN. What is going on? Reginald Chase says LSU could score 70 points, but what could that prove other than your opponent was really inferior to your talent? That's so obvious. Bill still says that's a real downer. I send my sincere sympathy for their loss. It's really heart-wrenching. Well, absolutely. I got free tickets to a hockey game once, and it was fun to watch, but I had no idea what was going on. I have been to the Joe Louis Arena one time for a Red Wing hockey. I have never been to the new stadium.
1st and 10, Oklahoma. Jalen Hurts still in there. They did have some other quarterbacks warming up a while ago.
Oh, off the tip of his fingers, off a Lamb.
CD Lamb.
Can't throw it any better than that. Great protection, deep play action pass.
Holding, number 54, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Wouldn't have mattered anyway. There was a holding call against Marquez Hayes. So they put Jalen in for one more play to let him go out for curtain call. Unfortunately,
right, guys, we got
it's a
some
sparse
breaking
crowd
news
here now. Most have left.
So this is according to the Detroit Lions.
Career.
Yep.
Earlier today, we were informed by Marvin and Jasmine Jones that the sudden passing of their youngest son, Mario, the Detroit Lions fully support Marvin and Jasmine during their extremely difficult time. Marvin and Jasmine embody the true meaning of family, and the example they set has made them an inspiration to so many in our community.
According to most of the ratings.
We thank everyone
Phoenix, Arizona, true freshman out of Pinnacle
on
High
behalf
School.
of the Jones family. We ask everyone to
They love
respect
the
the
way you throw
privacy
the
of the
football. I mean, I
matter
remember we were there for the
at this
first
time.
game in August and talking to some people
Prayers
around
up
there.
to
said,
Marvin Jones Jr.
really
and his wife.
comparison
They
who throws
lost
it the
their
best.
son.
I mean, Tanner Mordecai is also a promising quarterback backing up Jalen Hurts, but this guy is the guy who could spin it the best.
He wants those signals, and he wants them now, too. He's ready to go. There's Tanner Mordecai, redshirt freshman, Waco, Texas. Well, because of the success that they're having, when you have back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners, and then the third guy Hurts as a runner-up, you're going to be able to recruit some quarterbacks into this system. Rattler slides down. Of course, the big question in Oklahoma now will be the future of Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
When we met with him yesterday, Holly Rowe said, we have to ask you the annual question, are you going to the NFL? And his answer was, I don't think so. And we said, well, that's not a no. And he said, well, it's about as close to a no as it can possibly be. I'm very happy here. Well compensated, reportedly makes more than $6 million a year, but his name has certainly come up frequently in the speculation regarding the future of the Dallas Cowboys head coaching job. Rattler, 6 feet, 191 pounds, took a hit as he got it off. Drake Stoops could not hang on. Apparently there's some speculation about Lincoln Riley here in Atlanta too, because in the paper this morning in the articles about the Falcons' decision to retain Dan Quinn, so, well, I guess you can cross Lincoln Riley off the Falcons list then.
Well, he's always going to be on everybody's list because he's very innovative. He's creative. NFL guys, you know, they come to Norman to visit with him to understand some of the things they're doing. And so he's always going to be somebody that people are going to go after. There's no question. And he's going to have to answer that question year in and year out.
Well, he's won 36 games in 3 years as a head coach. The only coaches in the history of major college football who won more in their first 3 seasons coached in the 1800s. Walter Camp, one of the inventors of football, went 41-2 at Yale, and George Woodruff of Penn. That's it.
A little high on that throw by Rattler on 4th and 4. Lincoln Riley trying to go for it. Give his young quarterback a little more of a possession.
I lost count on how many times at the Palace of Auburn Hills I was
Oklahoma will be 0-4
games.
in the playoffs.
I was there almost every single game.
They will have given up at least 37 points in all
seats.
4 of those appearances.
That was a whole lot of fun.
The defense was better this year, hurt certainly by the depletions to the roster in this game, but hurt more by the amazing array of talent on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
The 63 points for LSU is the college football playoff record, surpassing the 59 by Oregon against Florida State New Year's Day of 15. Stay tuned for the Ford post game after the game on the ESPN app. What a day for Joe Burrow. And you thought the season couldn't get any better for him. It did. And what a heartbreaking day for all of us who, it doesn't matter if you know the Ensmingers or not.
That's right.
It's a sad day. There's too much sadness lately, Todd. We've been wearing these flower lapel pins today in honor and memory of our colleague Ed Ashoff, who
appreciate that, MonStar.
Died at age 34 earlier this week. Great college football writer, reporter. So stylish. Yeah. Flower of the Pell pin, a nod to him. But if you joined us late, the news broke a couple hours before game time that Steve Ensminger's daughter-in-law, Carly McCord, well-known sports reporter in Louisiana, married to Steve's son, Steve Ensminger Jr., passed away in a plane crash this morning near Lafayette, Louisiana, on our way here to the game. And
All right, LSU.
Heartbreaking beyond description. It really is.
It is.
Oh, it's 3rd and 10.
It is.
All right, I am going to take
and I'm sure
a moment of silence
players and coaches and
for Marvin Jones
Jr.,
a warm Detroit Lions wide receiver losing his son, and also LSU's offensive coordinator's daughter-in-law.
And LSU is going.
All right, everyone.
Well, LSU 14-0 for the first time in school history. The only other time.
Sad news today. Definitely sad news today. But in the light of it, shout out to LSU. Got the win for the offensive coordinator, 63-28.
May she rest in peace.
Oklahoma goes on
certainly a
to
very
go home,
emotional
and
day.
LSU moves on to the national title.
Team.
That's right, Coach Orgeron. You're taking your team back to Louisiana for a chance at a national championship. How does that sink into you right now?
You know, that sunk in
Absolutely.
yet. I'm just very proud
West
of our
Branch
football
ball.
team. Very proud of our coaching staff.
Mario Jones.
Very proud. Hey, way to go, my man. Yeah, congratulations to you. Very proud of everybody in our organization. I think he's going to sing in tonight. We're going to enjoy this victory, and then we're going to press on.
How proud are you of your team? It's been award season, lots of awards, lots of individual acclaim, that they could focus in on this moment and get this done today.
You know, we didn't skip a beat. We didn't blink. We put it aside. We focused in the task at hand. We came here. This is a playoff game. This was not a bowl. Our team was very focused. We got great leadership and great coaches.
For a boy from LaRose, Louisiana, what does it feel like to go across the bayou and play for a national title?
You know, it's something we always dreamed about. It's going to be a special night for everybody in Louisiana, but this is always going to be about the team.
Coach, I know it was a heartbreaking day for the team today. What did you say to your kids and to Coach Ensminger before this game?
You know, Coach Ensminger and I addressed it. We didn't have a long time to talk, but he's getting the game ball tonight. What a tremendous, tremendous LSU Tiger. He called a great game tonight.
Thank you very much, Coach. And now let's check in with Laura Rutledge.
All right, thanks, Holly. Joe, you're responsible for 8 touchdowns in this
Appreciate
game.
that,
7 of them in the first half alone.
I'll be on for
on stages like this. What was it like tonight?
Yeah, it was a lot
OSU
of fun, but this was expected from us. You know, we expected to be
Clemson
here from the jump, and you know, we've worked so hard for this moment. We just got to finish it off.
You mentioned finishing it off. You will go now to New Orleans to play for a national championship. You've had your name spelled in the Cajun spelling on your back. You've carried this state on your shoulders. What will this mean to you?
This is going to be a lot of fun. You know, we've worked for this for a long time. I know Coach O is ready for it. Our team will be ready for it.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
But alrighty. So with that being said, I will see you guys very shortly. I am going to have to set up and try to get on as soon as possible. Appreciate you guys all. It was definitely fun. Loyalty Mitchell says Panthers and Ravens. But I definitely appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are... Marvin Jones Jr., he's the wide receiver of the Detroit Lions. His little son passed away. I think his son's like within the 5 years old or something like that. But with that being said, you guys, I will see you guys very shortly. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, smash that notification bell, and I will be back for the Ohio State Buckeyes and Clemson Tigers. Appreciate you, Leo. Says Clemson versus Ohio. Absolutely, I'll be doing that game. I have to go set it up right now, so I got to end this and start that stream. But you guys have a wonderful night, and hopefully I'll see you in the next stream. This is Troxel Sports Talk. See you soon.